Welcome back! It's us! We're back with Nat19, Devils Might Surrender. We took, like, it's been a while since I've DM'd. It's been a while since I've DM'd, and I am not doing okay. I'm in a place I need to narrate stabs and things happening and tell people how cold they feel.
I need my fix.
I require it. I need people to remind me they have dark vision. I need it. Alrighty.
Oh yeah, I do have dark vision now. I don't.
Alrighty, my guys. I could roll to see which one of you... Do I roll to see which one of you is going to tell me what happened last time, or do
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Last time you said you were going to start doing the recap.
I did. I did say that.
Are you gonna be an immediate liar?
I don't know if over a month is immediate, but
relatively.
To people binging, it would be an immediate.
Yeah, people on YouTube, it'd be seconds.
Exactly.
I suppose I could be the one to recap what happened last time. But I hate talking when I'm DMing.
It's a little inconvenient.
Yeah, it hasn't been working out.
Well, right now I have the gym excuse of I'm eating mashed potatoes.
That is a good excuse.
Logan, I need to narrate things. I need my fix. Also, Logan, I don't like talking.
I don't want to talk. Alrighty. Last time on Devils Might Surrender, let's see. The entirety of what happened basically is you guys were on your way via van. Or not van. Yeah, no, van. Via Mystery Machine. Heading towards New St. Cheshire, where you are looking to meet up with Colleen and whatever remains of the small group of the Knights of Ulyssia who went there. Just as a reminder, looking originally for the architect who had put together the museum where all of this began. Takumi Roland. On your way there, you were accosted by a helicopter that was being driven by a emphatically excited individual who recognized Nicolo and seemed to be very elated that a certain project of theirs that they had scrapped that they thought had not worked out apparently is still ongoing and shows promise. Telling you that they would leave you alone for now and that they had to retreat to go and speak to their superior, who they refer to as Credo, who knows who that is?
Who the fuck?
Who the fuck is Credo?
I don't know.
Remember whenever I said that this game would not really have anything to do with any canonic Devil May Cry elements? Remember when I lied to everybody?
When I lied to your fucking faces?
Okay, I believe you.
I knew what I was doing. You should never believe anything I say about campaigns going in. They said that they would leave you alone to go back and report to Credo. The helicopter left, and as it did, a very large dinosaur. A demon, I'm sure, but a dinosaur. Accompanied by a demon pulling it along, and 2 goat demons attacked the Mystery Machine. The Mystery Machine, unfortunately, did not survive the encounter. You guys managed to defeat the creatures that attacked you and proceeded on to New St. Cheshire. Arriving on the outskirts of it, you came to a gas station where you saw the lights were on, went inside, talked to Briar, who talked to you about a few things that he suspected. He revealed a few pieces of information, specifically about Geno, which included the possibility that, as you had inquired to and proposed that the shards of the Yamato or the entirety of it might be present, if they got their hands on it, it could be used to separate Geno out from the body he's in, but there were risks accompanying that, and if he was Machiavelli, it may put him right back to where he was, and Geno, as you know him, may cease to exist. This was told to you among a plethora of other things that you individually hopefully remember.
No,
he also ate a little square yellow guy.
Very important detail.
After that, you guys rested up a bit. He upgraded your equipment. We did that between sessions, so as far as people know, basically a lot of people upgraded a lot of their things to +3. I don't feel the need to go down the list, but I guess if you guys want to, as you use things, just point out that it was upgraded for the edification of our viewers, then feel free to.
Hell yeah.
I'll shoot with my upgraded gun.
Yeah, we ended the session with the upgraded Rumblejack being used to do that, you guys being set on your way, and that's effectively the last 2 sessions for anybody wanting the, more than just last session, because it has been a while.
When you said Credo, I went cross-eyed a little bit, and all I could think of was Greedo, and then all I could think of was that meme where it's like Star Wars fans when there's a new show. Oh yeah, Glup Shitto's back.
Glup Shitto.
What? It's your boy Glup Shitto.
Switching the screen over, and the capture's on. Our reactive images are working for once in their goddamn lives.
Yay!
We've been having so much trouble with those lately. Sort out your shit, Fuji Tech. And with that,
I'm gonna start calling them fucky tech until they get their shit together.
it's true. It's true.
Also, thank you for existing, Fucky Tech.
Yes, you are very useful, Fucky Tech. You've made a very, very, very useful tool that is incredibly frustrating on account of it never working. With that, you guys come back into the mechanical workshop that Briar conjures up at his own convenience. Peeling away, him giving a little 2-fingered salute as he disappears with it, vanishing, leaving you guys in a gas station on the outskirts of New St. Cheshire. I believe you had acquired the information that the Colleen and associates were in the southern reaches of New St. Cheshire, but if not, then spoiler.
We did get that info.
Good.
Yeah.
I recall that coming up.
We certainly know where to go.
That ends. You guys are released. The snowstorm is still going on as it has been. It is currently the, not that days super matter, but it is the, I believe, 21st? Yes, it is the 21st. It is the morning. The faintest rays are breaking through the outside. By this point, you also would have noticed that, whereas whenever you guys started this, whenever the snow was at its thickest, it was effectively impossible to tell what time of day it was. The sun couldn't breach through the massive layer of snow from the outside, through the blizzard canopy that's covering the area. You do notice that you can somewhat tell when the sun is up and coming in from the outside, even in this area still covered in the blizzard coming from the spire that's nearby. You've noticed the overall blizzard with 2 of the gates shut down. The overall blizzard has thinned considerably. It is still dangerous, though. Not that it matters, it sends you a muddy lay. With that, I release you. What would you like to do?
We need another car.
I don't know if my heart can handle it. But we do need another one,
Well,
yes?
You'll have to
It's
handle
gonna
it.
happen.
Tights.
Toots.
I should just offer a feat for Nicolo to take, which is finds cars when needed.
Just take the spell, find car.
I don't know if you can take it, but I'll
Greatest
make you a
steed.
deal. If you cast Find Steed ever, I will allow you to find cars with it.
Summons a car.
Find greater steed gets you better cars.
I'm going to cast my spell. Pulls out like the little like push button thing and like sets off an alarm. There it is.
Perfect.
So I suppose we are as good as we can get going out there. You're going to stick here, Briar?
He vanished. Whenever the Rumblejack vanished,
okay.
he went with
there
it.
you go.
He's gone.
He's gone for the. I'm just. It's.
You just
Rise
turned around
gone,
expecting Briar, didn't you?
Yes, I've been looking over here.
As you turn around to look for him, you notice that there's no sign of Briar within the gas station. However, you do notice that the ice cream cooler that he'd been taking the SpongeBob's out of went with him. It is gone.
I was just looking out here toward the morning sun, and I just got distracted. Oh, all right then.
All right.
Marile snuck one last Nestle drumstick. She is still grumpy.
How rum.
Guess we should get looking then.
See if we can find some worthy transportation, or if there's anything nearby. As we're looking, we can investigate, but we need to find something, that's for sure. If we run into another one of those dinosaurs, I'd like to be able to drive away from it.
I guess if you don't
Beep,
like
beep.
fun.
I don't like it. If that's fun, I don't like it. He goes to go outside.
Guess I need to ask if Marile follows you.
Yes.
Okay, then you don't freeze.
Yay!
Everybody, anyone who stays behind though.
Following them.
As you go out, as you go to open the front door to this place, Nicolo, as you push it open, two things happen. One, the glass on one of the doors just shatters from the cold, becomes brittle enough that it just breaks apart, and the door that you push open just falls off one of its hinges.
Guess I don't know my own strength.
As this happens, there is a faint buzzing sound from behind you, just a as the lights in this gas station all flicker out one by one. As if the casual maintenance of a certain person had been keeping this place alive on its last legs.
Yeah, that's what it is. Lick, poke muscle, walks away.
Okay, so just to understand...
Oh, right, the ice cream!
It walked up to you and licked you?
I was like, what? I was like, what?
Poke.
Wow.
I forgot.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I was stunned for a second. I'm like, what?
That's hilarious.
I'm sorry. I jump into the snow. So whenever we have made our way here, this is like a gas station on like the edge of the district here. Have I been around this place enough to potentially think of where I could go to find some sort of vehicle?
Yeah. I mean, you would have been here before, because there's a lot of residential areas here, so you probably had to deliver out this way more than most places. That said, I want to quickly check, just with some background details, because I'm pretty sure, Fio and Arden, I'm relatively certain that you guys would know this area fairly well too, because this is, like, moving out and around here is where you guys would have met. Fio would have been, like, skulking around this area during that period before they met up with Arden originally, so you would also have a general understanding of this place and the overall layout of it with the snow, so you could probably get your bearings better than most people. Between the two of you, I'd say both of you, why don't you roll me, if you wish to, roll me wisdom checks to see if you can remember where the nearest car lot is. I'm sure with your luck, it's not far.
Wisdom, no. With advantage, you said?
Yeah, sure, with advantage.
Oh, with advantage?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll one more time, just in case.
Well, that first check was the winner, wasn't it?
Yep.
Fio, for the purposes of what we're doing, we'll say that, given where it is, like usual, there's probably a used car lot, or a discount car lot somewhere within, maybe... you are on the outskirts, so you would have to travel a bit to get into the city. Probably about a square on foot to get into the city properly, but once you're there, you could probably find one pretty immediately. A square being an hour walking.
If I remember right, there was one sort of this away?
Yeah, I think I remember there something being something.
I
over
hid
there.
underneath some of the cars so that no one would see me sometimes.
I remember.
Uh-huh.
I remember.
Oh, that's good information. Thank you. I guess we
Games of hide
should...
and seek were very intense.
Well, some of the time I was hiding there so that I didn't get, like, killed and shit. But it did become hide and seek once I had that in.
It's true.
I don't remember there being much of anything this far out, so we might have to trek a bit, but I think that we should be fine as long as Marile is keeping up their heat going through her.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's go!
Alrighty. Alrighty,
We
Baloo.
walk.
Oh, it's a full moon this morning.
Oh. That's weird.
Nice.
Background images, background images going over on the main screen. It's going over the chat. That's strange.
Yeah, it was
What
doing
the
that to
heck?
me too, so I just like collapsed it to be like a floating window. I thought that
Yeah.
was just like maybe I was fucking
I
everything
wonder
up.
if that has something
No.
to do. I'll test if that has something to do with the tabber. I hope not. But cool. As you guys proceed forward, and you travel about an hour in, we'll put this on somebody else's hands. Anna, roll me a d12.
Don't fuck it up.
I think she stepped away for a moment.
Well, that's inconvenient. How's she gonna roll a
Oh.
d12?
Oh, they're in the bath.
Oh, I see. Heckin, in that case, Arden, roll a d12.
Yes! A 1.
That is a 1, you're right.
Yeah.
You've killed us all.
Nice. Fine.
Or you saved us all.
Fine.
Who knows?
Getting into town, you guys move about 40 minutes in. You kind of start to come to the slightly more populated outskirts. The gas station you were at seemed to be more of a, on your way in, your way out of town sort of pit stop. As you proceed forward, you get to an area that you recognize as not being residential, but there's the occasional warehouse, what looks like small factories, maybe looks like garages as you pass by them. I'd like everybody to please roll me perception.
Okay, okay.
With advantage?
No. Why would you have advantage?
Because I want it.
I see.
Because
like,
give.
Oh, Phil, baby,
Just
look
have to
you
stay in
go.
my case.
You go. That's my fucking baby right there. How fucking dare you, Nicolo? Fuck you. Go fuck yourself.
Do you expect anything else of him?
Listen, I was real proud of myself, and now I'm like, man,
Since
I'm
Anna
real
stepped,
proud.
Tired of you,
I'm
Nicola.
real proud of you as well.
since Anna stepped away, we'll just use Anna's 15, then we'll use our passive. As you go by, all of you occasionally hear the sounds of what sound like helicopter blades in the distance. Occasionally moving around you, you hear them echoing from the distance. Occasionally they seem like they're coming from directly overhead, but too far overhead for you to see them through the cover of the snow. Nicolo, you do, with your superior perception at one point, you almost get this feeling like hair standing up on the back of your neck as you just feel the presence of other Order members. Not a feeling that you remember having, not something that you remember happening way back, but you just get this sensation that you unconsciously recognize as being the presence of other Order members, and you find yourself looking in that direction. You see the shadow of what looks to be one of the same helicopters moving in the distance, not seemingly following you, not looking around for you. It just seems to be patrolling. At one point you see what looks like a searchlight coming down from it in the distance. The others don't pay close enough attention to be able to spot it directly. It's never more than, well, it never comes closer than 500 feet away from you. And considerably far up as well. But given that, you do manage to continue forward, and you eventually reach the edge of the proper town, where you start to bump into stores, public businesses, things that aren't just industrial park industrial park facilities. I would like an investigation check from the two who rolled earlier. So Fio and Nicolo, could you guys roll me investigation checks?
See, I'm not very good at these.
I'm poopy at these.
Yeah, I'm not very good at these
I
at
have a
all.
-3, but I got a burr.
Oh, let's go!
Oh shit!
Oh
My
God.
dick.
I'm sick and tired of you, Nicolo.
Hilarious.
Why do you
So
seek to
stylish,
just one up
Nicolo.
Fio at every fucking turn?
It's not my fault, it's my arc right now, alright?
Nicolo. Another less supernatural, more intuitive feeling. Hairs stand up on the back of your neck. Your car's senses tingle. You guys find your way through the streets following signs that could only be the telltale signs of a wild car safari somewhere nearby. Following their tracks like a hunter, you eventually arrive at what looks to be a discount car lot. Like the other ones, ravaged, most of the cars destroyed. You did get a 20. I'm gonna factor that in luck-wise. As you look around, you do come to encounter
A limousine tank?
You do come to encounter well, what kind of vehicle are you looking for?
Like usual, we're probably looking for some kind of a van or some kind of a large vehicle. That way it could accommodate all of us, and especially Geno's with how you know big and bulky the boy is.
Find a monster truck.
Manny's got soccer practice later.
So
Does
it
a
would
monster truck at this used car lot?
Yeah.
we'd most likely look for something like that, or even something like some kind of either a van or like a delivery vehicle or something like that.
Okay.
It says here if you can pee 6 feet straight up without getting wet, they'll give you a car for free.
Huh.
Well,
Why does it say that?
Someone is into something very odd.
Underneath
like
it, it says, fuck you, Baltimore. I think they're in the wrong town.
The hell is happening?
As you search, most of what you find is destroyed. It looks like, as you look through the damage, Nicolo, again, you got a 20, so I'll give you most of this. As you look around, you find that this damage doesn't seem to have just been caused by the tectonic shifts. You see there is a series of... There's areas where it looks like the ground is almost scarred and ripped open, as if there'd been some kind of conflict. You notice that there are places where there are just these smatterings of indentations in the ground that after you look at for a second, you note to be similar to the patched up damage to the stadium from where Adric and the others had said that the demon Lucifer had attacked, where it had left a hole in the area. As if a myriad of small blade-like projectiles had collided with the ground. Several of the cars have these punctures through them as if these blades had struck straight through them. They're fairly long, leaving most of the vehicles inoperable in some sense or another. However, you do find, after some degree of searching, a old but relatively functional-looking SUV.
Well, that's lucky. Everything else here seems to be a part of a graveyard. But it seems that this one here was lucky. Hats it, doors fall off again. No, I'm playing.
Oh, well, there it goes.
It's in the graveyard. It's a car lot, silly.
Yeah.
Car graveyard.
That's spooky.
Why are they above ground?
Because they
I feel
were
like it's
improperly buried.
disrespectful to the dead cars.
Now
We
that I
should
think-
bury them.
Now that I think about it, why has it never occurred to us to look for an apartment complex with underground parking? You'd think they'd be okay.
Indeed.
Well, with all of the shifting of the tectonics around it, probably might have had a lot of them crushed underneath. If you remember the large fall we had before from the museum, I say, trying to make sense of that.
No, they're all built according to OSHA standards. So they're probably fine.
The ocean standards?
Yeah.
Why,
Ocean standards.
why does the ocean make the decision? I don't get it.
Oh, I just know it's important.
At least they're
Okay.
being paid properly.
Okay.
And some of the buildings got shot upward, so maybe they're just on ground level now, so you don't even need to drive out. But you drive.
Oh.
That being said, this car is not nearly as old as the last one we had. It probably won't stall on us like that one did in the worst possible time. So
I feel like
we
it'll
should-
stall when convenient.
Well, hopefully not.
Probably. With our luck.
Anyway,
As long as it turns on, we should be somewhat all right.
Yeah.
I know that we have quite a bit to go, but hopefully we will be left alone somewhat.
Ah. Sure.
I know I'm optimistic. Well, Arden, get in the passenger seat and start reading your girly magazine. He goes in the driver's seat.
You go in the driver's seat. You are now sitting in a SUV with no keys.
Time to do the hot water. I'm coming. We're in a car lot, right?
Yeah.
He like looks it over, tries to like check for anything in the
Offices?
vanity and stuff like that. Yeah, just like looking around. Whenever he doesn't see anything. Okay.
Roll me another investigation check.
Let's go!
Can I help?
Another really great
He said he's doing it.
investigation
We're gonna let him
from
do it.
me.
No.
I'm great.
Tired of your shit.
You go in, you find them, you quickly look through them, and you locate the keys for this particular SUV.
Oh, they just left it. They just left it on the dash.
Oh, you're looking in the SUV?
I was like, yeah, I was like looking.
Oh, I
in
thought
the-
you meant you were like gonna go to like the offices. You know what?
I said the offices.
Yeah, and I thought he was going with it. That's okay. You know what? It's totally fine. Same outcome either way. You look around. At one point, you just kind of you look in the glove compartment. You can't find it. You look on the dash. You look in the keys. You look between the seats when you can't find it. With a moment of frustration, not like incredible anger, you just hit your hand on the steering wheel, cause a small shake, and as you do, the I don't even know what they're called at this point. I feel like I should. The flap that is above you in the front seat just kind of falls down open, and the keys just fall down with a jingle.
It's fall from the sun visor.
The sun visor? Is that what those are called?
Yeah.
I have not. I've just I don't know cars. I don't know sports, and I don't know cars.
They're always in the shade flap.
It's just like and then it just like falls out. It's like, oh,
good job.
found them.
Nice.
It's where it's put when you're in a cool action movie.
It's true.
That's what it is in a cool action movie.
I should note, Geno, you've been in mostly very large vans up to this point. Although SUVs are large, they're not as spacious. You do find yourself more cramped in the back than you would have been before.
Oh, it's fine. We'll just rip these back seats out here. Fucking here we go.
You do so.
There we go.
Roll me a
Let me
strength
get
check.
off it first.
Roll me a strength check.
For strength check. Hell yeah.
Imagine Geno like Alphonse in the back of the car, like holding his knees
Fuck
in a little
yeah.
sitting position.
We're great.
There is a part of me that wants to be vindictive and say
Well,
that you
Nigolo,
damaged
need a new
the
car.
the SUV in the process because you don't know your own strength, but I'm not that kind of guy. I just want you to know the thought came to mind. So you rip the chairs out of the back and cast them out. There are now 4 seats and a very large empty space in the back of the SUV.
Nice.
All right, cool.
All right.
Just sits in with his like knees up to his chest.
Oh.
You would have to. Because all you really did was create horizontal space, not vertical space.
Well, now he has leg room.
It's true.
Some.
You'd be
Yeah,
very
some
comfortable
like
if you sat with your legs totally splayed forward like a toddler playing with blocks. All right, you get in. You turn the key several times. The SUV does stall due to its inactivity and being frozen, but eventually you turn it, the engine hums and roars, and it starts up.
There you go.
I'm sure we'll have this for such a long time.
Yep.
Why must you hurt me?
I'm just calling it like I sees it, Nico.
Mm-hmm. Anyway.
Shall we? Let's go find Colleen.
Let's go.
Alrighty, where are you guys going?
We're going to the house.
Now.
Going down south.
Ow.
We're going on a road trip.
Give us a southern feel.
Warehouse where Nicolo delivered pizzas to suspect people of suspicious intent.
I reckon we're going to the south.
Yeah.
Alright.
What in tarnation?
What in tarnation are we doing down here?
Need something.
Alrighty. Anna, roll me a d12 twice.
I get to roll 2. Oh, I fuck. There you go. This one.
Oh. There it is.
Really doing a dance there.
Oh.
Doing a dance.
Alrighty.
I don't know why it said roll 3. One of them's lying. It's the lowest one.
The 8 and the 11?
No, the lowest one.
The 8 and the 7? Those are the 2 you rolled?
For some reason, it shows 3 on mine. It shows 11, 7, and 8.
Yeah, I asked you to roll 2. So, like, which two were the 2?
I don't know.
You know what? We'll just go.
11 and 8.
We'll just go with the first 2 that showed up. We'll go with the 11 and the 7.
Yeah. 11.
Hey, look, it's 7-Eleven.
Wanna go?
7 looks over, lights are briefly on. You once again see just the silhouette of Briar inside, grabbing an ice cream case. The lights flicker out, and he's gone. Yeah,
You just hear like every
he's just
fucking
a
food
phantom
place
stealing all the ice cream in the town. Oh, jeez.
Who else but Briar?
It didn't happen unless you wanted it to. So, as you guys proceed away, who has, I know I ask this often, who has the highest passive perception in the group?
Nicolo,
Definitely me.
I have a 22.
Alright, that works because you're driving. Apart from that, could you please also roll a perception check?
Right whenever I let go, the music kicked in.
Nicolo, as you're driving, you find yourself moving through the central area of New St. Cheshire, which is where the buildings get the largest. It's not a city by any standards, like there's no skyscrapers, but the buildings do come up, 5, 6 stories at their highest. As you're passing by what would ostensibly be the town hall for New St. Cheshire, you briefly see something move. The shadow of the building seems to change and shift, and as you look over towards it, you see what looks to be a very large humanoid silhouette carrying what looks to be a very large shield on one arm move from on top of it, as if having stayed there as a sentinel, and you see, from the distance you're at, since your passive's high enough, you see 2 eyes light up with red light. And then you see what looks like a very large red lance of energy also ignites, lightsaber style. As you recognize the form of one of the Angelos that you fought whenever you were inside of the tower at the very end, the massive 12-foot tall ones. As you see it, there is a moment. It is a few hundred feet away from you at this point, but there is a moment of wondering if it's going to recognize you, wondering if it's going to see you. And then you see it. Its body is outlined with reddish light for a second, and it leaps up into the snow cover above you, heading in your direction. You hear the sound of it moving, as if it rocketing off from where it was caused a shockwave, and you hear just the sound of it sailing through the air, that you can't see it up above the vehicle. I'd like to know what you'd like to do.
Floor it.
You're gonna floor it?
Oh my god, I love you.
It's like it's up above the vehicle, it jumped at us, floor it. Try to make it miss.
I would like you to please roll me a, let's say, we'll make this a dexterity check.
Come on, Dex.
An 18. Alrighty. I'm going to roll something against you. You begin to floor it, and as you do, Geno, you see out the back windows as he begins to move faster. And no one except for Nicolo would have noticed this. So from your perspective, Nicolo would have just suddenly become frantic and floored it. As it happens, there is a crash behind you as you see the servitor Angelo strike down into the ground, lance first, piercing into the ground and about 50 feet behind you. Like, it almost strikes. But due to the speed you're moving at, it's quickly put, about 50 feet is put between you as it tries to impale the SUV. The ground shakes under the vehicle's feet. As you move away, it looks up towards you, takes out the lance, points it towards you, and it starts running after the SUV.
We got a big boy!
Shoot him, shoot him, shoot him, shoot him!
What would you like to do? This is for the entire party.
I'll pull out my gun and try to shoot him.
I was gonna climb over the seats and like lean out the window with magistrate and try to shoot.
Imagine just like everyone but Nicolo going out from there just unloading shots.
Reminder, this is
like
what
we're
you're
in a
dealing
mafia
with.
movie.
Dude, I love it so much.
Why don't we, though this is kind of combat, why don't we go ahead and everybody roll me initiative?
Cool.
Alright. Initiative.
Oh.
There we go. I finally got a decently low roll.
Oh, fucking fun. Kick your ass.
Going down the list. I'd also note everybody could have taken a short rest during the interim. Actually, if you guys want to have used it, you could have taken a long rest, because you traveled for about an hour.
That'd be cool.
That
But
would
if I take a long rest, I
No,
lose my
my
57
temporary-
memory!
I did it! I'm sorry it happened!
You bitch! I saw them disappear.
I'm sorry!
I didn't consent to this!
I didn't consent to this.
I didn't consent to resting!
No!
Here, I didn't hear. I'll be nice to you, there's 40.
Yeah, thank you.
Everybody, I'd erased your initiatives. I gotta put them back on.
That's all the things I'll use.
Geno 16, Marile 21, Nicolo 6,
12.
12. That's right. Nicolo 1,
No, no.
Theo 17, Arden 14, and Manny 10. Why is everyone rolling their emotional ages? Alright, so I'm going to roll his initiative. Just going to roll it again since I don't have actually a thing to reference for it. Bia! Alrighty, it's actually basically the same as it was. Marile, you would be the first that could choose to do something about this if you wanted to. This thing is rushing after you, which with each footfall as it rushes towards you, you feel the SUV bump slightly. As this thing is somehow gaining on the SUV as it moves.
How far is it so far? Like,
I'd say about 60 feet you'd eyeball back from the SUV.
Okay. Alrighty, so that's too far for Serpent of Lust. I don't think my brain is not working again. Flames of Amashment doesn't do fireball. So, okay. Neither can I. I'm thinking, I swear.
Take all the time you need. Don't worry about heckin'. Don't worry about wasting time. You're good.
I mean, if
if I use Cloud of Daggers, it's probably gonna run into it at some point, unless it's smart, then it won't. It can run into my daggers. Wait. Hold Monster exists.
It does.
Oh. Yeah, let's just end this right now.
So, she will use, Hold Monster, since it's within a range of 90 feet.
Alrighty.
And hope that it's stupid.
Alrighty, go ahead and target it on the combat tracker and roll it.
Alrighty. Combat tracker.
You got this.
I know where I know where the combat tracker. Here it is. Okay, target it on the combat tracker. So
How basic would that be?
yeah, I don't know if it's targeted.
Hold
no,
control
man.
and click it.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Okay. I was holding down Alt. So and then alrighty. Where'd it go? Here it is. Okay, here it is. Okay, so I drag the save onto that first, right?
You're targeting it, so you can just click the button for the save.
Button.
And as it rushes towards you, it leaps up into the air. It uses you guys had seen it before when it fought you. It had several charges that it could use to empower its movements. It once again glows with this reddish outline and rockets up into the air, and as it's coming down at you, it flips its laser lance upside down as if it's going to stab it. You just open the window, look out of it, point your hand towards it. Various coils from the Serpent of Lust appear around it, binding its limbs in place. You see it freeze up, and then it just falls as if ragdolling off to the side of the SUV. As you guys keep on driving, as it just stays on the ground. Go ahead and apply the effect to it. It failed.
Oh, yeah!
Logan, I have no idea how it happened. But it says I have 120 temporary health.
I gave you that to represent the SUV.
No! It has less health than me!
It has less health than me.
Well, I mean, you don't have to completely destroy a vehicle to make it not
That's
work
true.
anymore.
That's very true.
So, I would end it there, except I'm counting the vehicle's turn to be on Nicolo's turn, and its turn is next. So, so assuming that's all that you're going to do, since you can't really move, Marile.
Yeah, I think that's all she's gonna do. But
sure you-
I was useful.
Make sure you take off the spell slot.
Yeah.
It is going to roll against the effect. It is just staying as if frozen on the side of the road as you guys continue to drive away. You see its reddish glow vanishing. Does anyone... So, Fio, Geno, and Arden, just collectively, you guys are next before it. Is there anything you guys would like to do?
I want to think that I'm not even aware of it.
Well, Geno just yelled that there was a big boy out back.
Yeah, I know, you're just really, really consumed in this BTS article.
Hold on, I'm reading.
I'm reading about Jimin.
About how far is he? Once again, it is, because I narrated it like colliding, or almost colliding with a van, I'd say it's about, again, 50, 40 feet away.
Okay, cool. I was just seeing if it was going to be my short range or my long range for
The cast of friends are having their third reunion.
Oh wow! I don't know who they are. I'm gonna lean out the window.
just like half of Fio leaning out the window. I'm gonna shoot him.
Go ahead.
Just gonna hold on to Fio so she doesn't fall out of the car.
Thank you.
Just holding on to her butt.
Yep. Butt pillow. Activate.
Yep.
Target.
I should be targeting him.
That's a hit. That's a 32. I should hope it hits.
I was gonna say.
I believe you upgraded Magistrate, right? That's
I
one
did
of the things.
to +3.
Alrighty. Go ahead and roll damage.
With weapon attack, that means I'm gonna put a point of grip, baby. I'm gonna actually make sure I apply that shit to myself like
You
a
should,
cow.
it's true.
I did it, and Gambled, you son of a bitch.
You fire, you deal 21 damage to it, you fire at it. You see as it gets hit, you're getting far enough away that with all the snow, you just kind of see this of snow, this eruption of it nearby, but you're pretty confident you hit it.
Cool. I have one more. Marley, hold on to me. I got one more.
Holding.
Pew! That's a 4.
That misses.
No, that tracks. I
have
like made a
advantage
puff
on
of
it?
snow. They can't see him.
Should we have advantage on it? Because it's paralyzed?
So, 2 things. Yes, but it would have fallen prone because of the way it fell.
Oh,
Yeah, and it's long range.
okay. Totally fair.
Just imagining we hit a bump and then Marley had to like grip
What?
on harder and like Fio just like.
Okay.
And I'm gonna like worm back into the car and like sit on the floor.
Alright.
Yeah.
Since Arden's
Okay.
apparently distracted, Geno.
Heckin'.
Why does Arden have 40 temporary hit points?
Because I had them before you long rested me.
I didn't say you got them back. I said that Marile got them back.
What the fuck?
You can have them, but I didn't say you could.
I just assumed
Well, maybe
that
don't
you'd be
assume.
cool about it.
Don't assume, or else who knows what could happen.
Oh,
Cool.
don't kill our car again. We just got it.
Alright.
Whatever you do, as long as you stand John Cook.
I'm gonna summon my echo outside of the car, 30 feet away.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna have it move as far as it can to get up next to this boy.
Okay.
I'm gonna have it swing a few times. So heckin'.
Poor boy.
Yeah, fuck this boy though.
Yo, he jumped at us. This is self-defense.
Yeah.
Are
That's
you
oh
kidding
shit!
me?
That's a crit!
It was already gonna be a crit. And
You
then
fucked with the wrong mom van.
and then you rolled 2 crits. What the fuck?
Hell yeah!
You deal 42 points of damage to it.
I love this
Okay.
game.
Because you crit it as you strike it, as you had seen happen when you fought it before, part of its body breaks away, its shield is smashed off.
Oh right, because it's vulnerable to critical
Yeah.
damage. Oh yeah. Have another one, bitch.
Bitch.
That's a hit.
That's- oh,
and it's
oh my
a-
gosh.
And it's another
A
crit.
double number again.
It's another crit.
Oh yeah.
You strike
There.
again, you deal 40 more points of damage to it.
I'm going all the way. Unleash incarnation.
Let's go! You can also action surge if you want.
I could if I wanted to really go
That's a
ham.
It takes 38 more points of damage.
Wow.
You know
It's
what?
fine,
Short
you can
rests are
sit
5 minutes. I'm gonna action surge.
No duh.
It's like, you'll do what I found back here. Opens the back of the car, just an MG42.
Yeah.
Geno's just reading my magazine in the front. Like, see, Geno's got this.
I'm
Right,
maxed
we have
out,
a Geno. What was I
unfortunately.
worried?
That's another natural crit. You do another 39
God.
points of damage.
What the fuck?
Have some more.
Flips through the air.
That is a hit.
Arden slowly licks his finger and turns a bit.
That's enough. You deal 43 more points of damage.
Wow.
Unleash incarnation.
What the fuck?
I've decided this man must die.
That's a hit.
Oh.
I missed by 1. That's wild.
And well, its AC's lower now. You
Ah,
so
God.
What the way this sequence of events goes, just for the sake of continuity, is it leaps through the area, runs after the SUV, leaps into the air to attack. As it does, Marile pops out of the window, puts her hand up towards it, closes it. As it does, Serpent of Lust strands coil around and bind it in place. As it's falling down towards them, Fio pops out, takes several shots at it, knocks it back through the air, and then Geno just kicks open the back of the SUV. One of his echoes soars out towards it, and very much in the style of Cloud taking down Sephiroth via Omni-Slash at the end of Advent Children, just a series of clones of Geno strike it through it, disappearing, appearing on the other side, cutting into it, until as you guys continue to drive away, just a raining hail of just parts of the Angelo falls down into the snow. Its head falling just in front of the camera as its eyes flicker out.
I turned the page for my magazine.
Yeah.
Helmet just lands on the hood ornament of the car. Fucking.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice job, everyone! Not this one!
I'm not gonna bring up a thing that could have ruined all that, because that was fun. Well, I didn't think I'd be awarding you red orbs, but I'm going to be.
I thought it was just going to be a runaway type situation, but I guess not.
And Parnell had other ideas.
And then Geno and Marile happened.
I'm going to round up, given the situation.
Fucking wow.
Everybody gains 1,666 red orbs.
Fuck
nice.
yeah.
All I did was sit in my chair.
But with those 3 red orbs.
It was above your level in CR, so Geno would like you to also gain a another style point for killing it.
I can't.
Well, it is what it is.
I appreciate.
Geno doesn't need a double trigger. Geno is the double trigger.
All right. And you keep driving.
What happened? I blinked.
Oh, there was one of those big Angelo dudes, the ones with like the shield and the lance and shit. And he like jumped over the car, and then Marile made him go, psh, and he like stopped moving, and then I leaned out the window and shot him a bunch, and then Geno happened.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but the thing on the front here, the little machine is saying triple S for some reason.
Huh.
Oh, it just left. All right.
Means you gotta check your brake lights.
In other news, apparently this Ross guy, just the worst.
Oh.
Not a lot of people like him.
Martin,
Hmm?
I have a question.
What's your question?
I'm not gonna make fun of you like everybody else, but you just seem really interested in your magazine, and I'm just curious why you wanted to read it so much.
It's just something to do, you know. It's just something to pass the time while we're driving. I'm not actually interested in this stuff.
Are you doing the pop quiz on the back?
Of course, I'm not.
Martin, it's okay if you are. There's nothing wrong with it.
He's like covering up the answers on the back that he's penciled in.
She's gonna like crawl between the seats and like lean up to him, just kind of like poke him in the cheek.
Your face is all red.
No.
Yeah.
Your face is all red.
I know. I know it is.
That's crazy. No.
Also, in that same vein, because you're reading and I know you like to read, would you teach me to read?
I could teach you to read. It's a bit of a process, sure, but we could do that.
Okay.
15 ways to please your man. What are you reading?
Nothing. It's informative.
It sounds so.
I mean, it sounds cool.
Yeah.
You should read it out loud. I want to hear too.
No,
That's not
I was.
necessary. Well,
Will you read it to me?
maybe not this section.
Why not?
That's one more you put into practice. Especially
True.
this page over here.
Just like flips into a random one of the freaking text.
Rob
Especially
is like
this one.
leaning over.
That one you have to put into practice.
You've read this
can't just-
before, haven't you?
I've read everything before.
Wait,
God
what
damn
does it say?
This is
Why
from
did-
2
what does
months
it
ago,
say?
Arden.
What?
We have a subscription.
Oh,
The hell is a subscription?
It
I don't
means
know
you
what that
pay to
is.
get these in the mail.
Oh.
Huh.
These things come in the mail?
Mm-hmm.
I wish I knew about them. I mean,
Oh.
no, I don't.
I mean, if I stick around, we could always get one of these subscriptions.
Subscrumptious.
I said it wrong, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
No.
Well,
No.
Though sometimes they throw it as part of a package when you do another kind of subscription, like the one that gets you the nice wine.
Nice
ooh,
wine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fancy.
Never had wine.
Eat an acquired taste.
Yeah?
It's alright. Wouldn't
So,
recommend it.
what did that section about practice say?
Nothing. It just says, you know, in order to I think we should move on to a different section of the magazine. It's fine. We don't. It's not necessary.
Yeah,
Oh, this
tell us
section
about-
has pictures.
Tell us about that
No,
Ross
don't look at
fellow.
the pictures. Wrestling the magazine
didn't-
away from Manny.
Nanny, what did it say?
I don't know. I pushed before I could see. There was a lady, and that's all I saw.
Okay.
That's all you needed. And I'm just. We'll talk about this later.
Okay.
All right. Good. Gets into a corner. Reads.
Of the V.
He's like, I just like tucked with his like knees up in
Yeah.
the fucking front seat, like don't perceive me.
Exactly. Don't look at me.
Just like looks over to Marile, nudge nudge, says under breath, Giovanni amore,
Huh?
Huh?
young love.
Oh, I understand. La juventud.
Please.
The hell did you say?
Nada. No, nada. Just a prayer.
For what?
World peace.
He's just snickering.
That's a noble thing to wish for. The Knights of Ulysses are supposed to do that, kinda.
Yeah?
Well, I guess we don't really stop people from fighting people, but we stop monsters, like demons and devils, from fighting people. And sometimes we make them fight themselves.
Oh.
Huh.
I was always scared of the Knights of Ulysses, but after meeting everyone, guys are kind of great.
A silver
Try not
arrow
to,
strikes into the front of the SUV. Just strikes into the very front, into the hood of it as you say that, with enough force that when it impacts, the windshield cracks slightly.
Not again!
Looking at
you're
it,
gonna wanna see a mechanic.
looking at it at the front of it as it does the roll me a dexterity save, Nicolo.
The move.
Whoa.
Yep. Let's go.
As it does, the SUV begins to swerve a bit from the sudden impact and hit, and as you move, you manage to get it back on course. What would you like to do in response to this?
Which direction did it come from?
You
Just like
cannot
directly
tell.
in front? Okay.
1 second there was no arrow there, and the next second an arrow struck it.
Floor it. Attack!
Manny, I'd like you to roll a perception check, and I'd like a dexterity check from Nicolo. As you floor it, you've been driving a while at this point. As you floor it, you continue to speed away, heading south, down farther into the southern reaches of the town in response to this arrow striking the SUV. As you do, Manny, you get a look out of the back of the vehicle. As you look up, you see a figure on top of one of the, just one of the warehouses you pass by. This two-story one, you see on top of it what looks to be the fluttering cape of an individual. Looks to be relatively humanoid. Could you roll me a wisdom check?
Ooh.
Wisdom the heck out of them. 15.
You recognize them. For a second, from the silhouette and the very basic colors you can see, you recognize the style of dress and the weapon that they're wearing, which you see that they have just a, they look to have a bow that has these reinforcements on them. There's a scope on part of it. There's 2 strings to it. And you see this fluttering grayish-black cloak tattered on the ends, fluttering in the wind underneath a Knights of Ulyssia uniform, as you recognize one of the people that you would commonly bump into, serving under Colleen. You recognize a man named Vamos, who is a quiet individual. You've never had a conversation that they've reciprocated very much, but you see them as you continue to drive away, speeding into the distance. You see their silhouette just vanish.
Grab Nicolo and Jacob and say, "Vamos, vamos!"
I'm going!
You fool!
Man, what do you want?
It's Vamos!
I'm Vamos! I understand! I'm going!
It's behind us!
What?
Vamos!
He's like gonna look back, sees this, just like kind
By
of.
the point he brings this up, it's far enough away that you can't see this figure in among the snow.
I cast Misty Step, so I'm on the hood of the car, and I pull the air, like the arrow out of the windshield. You hear,
I will try to slow the car without.
No, wait. No, I have an idea.
Okay.
Can I use Serpent of Lust to just slide out of the car, grab Manny, and just sloop him back in? Like
Roll
freaking
me.
monkey long legs, just
Roll
come
me.
in.
Roll me an athletics check as if grappling him.
Oh my god. Where is my
Skill tab.
athletics? This is gonna go so wrong.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna roll a passive DC real quick. That's not good. So, Manny, roll me a dexterity save.
Oh, no.
As this happens, as you try to slow the car, you find it stalls much faster than you expect it to, and you see Manny just off the front of the hood, flies forward. As it does, the Serpent of Lust comes out of one of the windows. It rolls down very rapidly, wraps around Manny, pulls him in the air back towards it, and he gets pulled and just hits the window, body against the SUV.
Emmanuel!
Oh god.
Stop the fucking van!
Stop in the fucking van!
It's stopped. It is stopped.
Stupid drop on a dime brakes!
Go out the front to Manny.
Yeah,
Manny,
get
you
out, get
okay?
Nah.
Hey, why did we stop? Oh, what happened to the car?
Does Geno recognize that name at all, Vamos, or
Yeah,
no?
you would know Vamos.
So, wait, Vamos, you saw him here?
Yeah, right? I said Vamos, he sped up.
I thought you were saying Vaminos!
To be fair, vamos also means go.
It's true.
I have no idea what you mean.
We're European. We are European.
Wow.
Okay, so.
So I think we found where the knights are, roughly. That was one of them that shot us, I guess. Maybe he didn't know who we were. probably didn't know who we were.
Maybe we should get out so they can see you guys.
I am out.
They were a ways back.
I'm not. I meant we as like.
The royal
Oh.
we.
The royal we. Sorry.
Manny, is anything broken? Are you alright?
The window.
Who cares about the window?
You do. You said, why always the window?
Grab,
I would
hug,
rather the window other than you.
grab, hug.
Sana, sana, colita de rana. Sana, regresaré de mañana.
I understood tomorrow. That one
Fio-
I understood.
Fio's gonna step out of the van and just like look, or in the SUV, what is it? And like stand facing where we had come from and just shout out like,
Vamos!
There
was
is
a silent roll.
There is a long silence, and then just the sound of as an arrow comes out of the snow and strikes into the back tire of the SUV, and then just a dead silence as that side of the SUV lists down as the air comes out of the tire very slowly.
You fucking dick!
Be happy, Manny! And Geno, Angelo! Your friends? And our friends?
Hold on. I know how to make sure he knows it's us.
I'm holding on.
Okay. Also, do we have a spare tire?
I'm checking the back.
Alright. Anyways, I'm gonna point vaguely in the direction of Vamos, and I'm just gonna fire off my ring.
Roll for an effect.
Oh no!
I mean,
This will show them who we are.
it's kind of a surefire way, really.
Where you best it's
I feel like you're just gonna see a fireball come out of nowhere and be like, they're attacking, it's time to kill them.
Nonsense. That would never happen. That's ridiculous to think that would happen. I become big.
I mean,
You become very big. You become large, Emmanuel, but you still can't see him through the snow.
What is that like? Make your eyes better so you can see him?
No.
Oh.
Well.
You hear the scraping of boots on concrete, and you guys faintly see the silhouette of this individual walking through the snow slowly towards you. Difficult to hear them, difficult to hear much given the blizzard around you out of a certain distance, but you see them approaching. As they do, you see this to be a man in his late 30s. They look to be, their head is shaved. They have a hood that's pulled up over it that is part of this ragged, dark cloak that looks to be very dark blue that they wear around their body. Again, you see rather than a modern weapon, a bow seems to be strapped to their back, though it is deep black and looks to be something you'd expect Hawkeye to use, effectively, as they walk forward. There's a relatively uncaring look on their face as they get just within view of you all, maybe 30 feet away. Look up towards the very large Emmanuel. You've grown since last I saw you.
I'm a fast grower.
See, we weren't lying. I wasn't lying. Hello.
You have a demon with you.
Listen, you know about Geno, okay?
I'm not talking about Geno.
Arden's alright. He's only half.
Everyone here is cool.
I think he's talking about me, Manny.
Oh.
Was the tire unnecessary?
I'm okay, I promise.
I mean, technically we have 2 demons because if you put me and Arden together, we make 1 additional person and 1 additional demon.
This is information that he doesn't need to know.
Okay, but Adric's, if it helps, Adric's cool with me.
See them quietly look up towards Fio. Without really responding to that, they look down towards you, Emmanuel. Or I guess up towards you, Emmanuel. Is that right?
Uh-huh. And he's a big old stick in the mud, so you know that they're cool.
Adric's alright then.
Adric,
Yeah.
I'm calling Adric a stick in the mud.
No,
Oh,
Adric's doing okay. He got a little bit hurt. But he's on the mend, as they say.
That's good to hear. Sounds
Yeah.
like the others are better off than we are.
Is Colleen okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
I turn back to normal.
We've been sent out to find you.
Unfortunately, there's only 3 of us left.
I'm so sorry.
Nothing to be done.
Can I insight the 3 of us left thing?
Sure. And I'm gonna roll what might be a random die and might be a fucking deception check. Who knows?
Persuasion or deception? Could roll really low persuasion and be like, this guy seems sus.
Yeah, right?
You, it's hard to read this guy. Face is mostly covered. The snow's loud. Doesn't talk with really that much of a varied intonation in his voice. It's hard to get a feed on if he's being honest.
Here's your arrow.
That's okay. I'm sorry about your tire. And your hood.
We've
Adamantine
lost
Shield.
enough cars. It's fine, I suppose. But
Okay, we had the revolution. Revolution about the hotels, apartments, apartment hotels.
we should probably not be speaking out in the open like this. Should
Indeed.
we make our way somewhere else?
Man, are you sure these people are all cool?
Uh-huh. None of them have been mean to me. Well, that one keeps talking about cutting off my hand, but so does Adric, so I don't know, mileage may vary.
Okay. I initially thought that you might be Order of the Sword members when you approached. I figured since I haven't been letting them get near us by that helicopter of theirs that perhaps they stole an SUV. Sorry again.
Okay.
If you want to see the others, come with me. We're not in a great state, but it'll be good to hear what's happened elsewhere.
I can patch them up if they're not feeling so good.
We'll let the others continue the conversation. So I don't have to say yes or no to that.
Yeah, man.
They turn and they start walking back into the snow.
You should follow him.
Yeah, vamos, let's go.
Alright.
So you know what that means.
I feel now.
You told him. We follow.
I figured
We
you'd be
follow.
okay. You were in Carpenter City when this all went down, right?
Uh-huh. Got thrown into a big old sewer.
Yeah. I'm glad that you were okay. You were lucky enough that everybody in Carpenter City and Napalm were slightly elevated. Unfortunately, New St. Cheshire's pretty close to the water, and the tectonic shifts happen. A lot of freezing water came up onto land, and most of us who were out searching got taken by it. It's possible they could have survived, but I don't imagine anyone who got swept under the ice is doing okay.
There's also a big monster down there.
Yes. We've seen that from a distance as well. Do you know anything about it?
Uh-uh.
Only that it tore off the roof of the stadium that we were staying at with the other knights.
How are the other knights?
Most of them are
Reduced in
doing
number.
okay.
Yeah, a lot of them got taken out when Lilith attacked. But they're good. They're the ones that are still around. They got a couple civvies safe-ish, as can be, given the circumstances.
Are you saying you managed to deal with the blizzard in some way?
Yeah, you need the big. I can't see it. There's towers, and if you push a big old, if he pushes a big old button over there.
Sorry, bumped into you.
Tripped.
Watch your feet, Manny.
Then it gets
Like I said,
warmer.
a lot of water washed up here. It froze pretty instantly. There's a lot of ice. Be careful.
I'll try and watch where I step.
We had really good traction with that SUV.
Yeah, we met a guy named Briar. He helped us, and yeah, if we go into the things, Geno can beep a doop boop, and then it's less cold.
All right. Spire, huh?
Yep.
We know where it is.
No more.
We know where it is, but there's a problem.
Yeah.
It popped up on Kenzo Peninsula. He references over roughly to the west, which is out there, which is where there is a way to get to it. It is a peninsula. There's a land bridge leading there. Initially, when we saw that thing come up, we thought we'd go investigate. Those of us who were left, unfortunately, didn't do so well. The Order of the Sword is here, and when they showed up, they decided to take the perimeter of that thing as their base. With only the three of us left, and trying to deal with Lucifer, we haven't really been able to do much good in terms of getting to it.
I mean, we could probably get in there. That one guy who looked like a Scooby-Doo villain was really excited to talk to you, Nicolo.
He kind of looks away at that.
Yeah, he shouted at us from a helicopter.
They didn't... They talked to you? Why?
I mean, they did, and then they left, and then there was a dinosaur.
There's circumstances that brought that about.
What circumstances?
I think they give him anxieties.
I don't know all of the information myself, but I used to count myself among them many years ago.
Emmanuel, you're traveling with 3 demons and a member of the Order of the Sword.
I know,
Former.
right? I brought up some concerns with Adric.
I'm surprised he let them go. Given how he normally is.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, he didn't know that part.
Oh, you lied to Adric.
I didn't say anything to Adric. There's a difference. I didn't think there was going to be any problems.
Well, you won't catch any grief from me. If you shut down 2 of those spires and tried to correct this whole situation, then I'm not really in a position to judge you. Probably good of you not to tell him. Adric can be,
You can be a
deliberate.
little... Oh.
I can assure you that it's not going to... I have no loyalty to them.
It's true.
That's good.
They were gonna try and like eat Mummy or something, and so he ran away, and they got a plane to here. I don't actually know the whole story.
That's basically it.
They ran away together because Nicolo's the best.
You guys, at this point, pass through the gate, what looks like, what may have been a factory. You pass by the chain link fence that surrounds the outer perimeter of it, most of which seems to have broken, but a lot of it looks like it froze and just snapped into pieces. As you go forward, you see the remains of construction equipment surrounding the lot in front of it. As you move up, it strikes you as it may have been a car manufacturer. That's your best guess. Moving up towards it, the doors appear to be heavy metal. As he continues towards it, Vamos raises up his hand. He bangs his hand on the front door in a very particular sequence. And then he stops. It'll probably be a minute. Without electricity, this place doesn't work super well.
I could just go inside.
Hmm?
I could just go through the wall.
We'd like to keep it insulated if possible.
Oh, I mean, like, not like... I could... Yeah.
Oh. I mean, if you want to. We'd have to leave a lot of people out here if we chose to go in that way.
Okay.
So what are you trying to accomplish here? Is your goal going to be to get to the spire?
Yeah, we're going to chain them all to the human world, because it's like... I've been paying attention. Okay, so they're all like anchors. That's what they call them. Yeah, and we're gonna chain them to the human world so we can not be in the not the human world, and so then the people who aren't us can leave.
Chain it to human world. No more snow.
Oh, this is important. I remembered. No, wait. Sparta's here.
What?
Maybe.
He might be alive.
Might be alive.
Yep.
There's quite a lot of information.
I remembered.
Good job.
Once we're with Colleen, we could probably share the whole thing.
You guys are like Colleen so much.
I'm so excited to meet her. If she's someone that Adric gets along with and really likes, then I really want to meet her.
Mm-hmm.
You hear the sound of metal grinding against metal as the door slowly pulls open. You hear gears resisting themselves as they are forced to work without any kind of mechanical compulsion causing them to do so. The door opens. You see a myriad of candles inside, as the place appears to be lit mostly by small flames and such. As you open it, you see another member of the Knights of Ulyssia inside. They are somewhat androgynous in appearance. As you look towards them, they have a very prince-like appearance, slightly leaning towards more feminine. Their hair is more elegant. They carry a rapier at their side. As you look towards them, you see their uniform appears to have several tassels and small elements that have been added to it. Relatively thin in stature. You would recognize this to be... Heckin', where's their name? Heckin', you would recognize this to be Marquette. Another person that you spent a lot of time with. You would know them to be... You would know them to be a relatively regal... Not uptight, but by the book sort of person. Usually has a defined elegance to them. You probably would have spoken more to them in the past than you would have to Vamos, Manuel. When you see them at the front, they appear to be pulling on a makeshift contraption with several chains tied to it that they've used to open the area. As the door is fully open, they let go of it after pressing a part of it down to make sure that the lever that they're pulling back doesn't switch back into its previous position. They walk over towards the lot of you. Survivors. Good.
And lo, your problems were solved, for Emmanuel is here.
That would be good.
Marquette.
I'm not certain that you are equipped to deal with the problems that we have, but we're better off for you being here.
Oh, we're here to blast him.
Yeah?
Oh, that's really the best thing that we're good at.
Vamos, there is a demon with them.
Actually, there's 3. And an Order of the Sword member.
Hello.
Armor.
You see them, like, raise their chin up slightly and cross their arms in a, like, oh, is that so? Kind of way. Just like,
X.
I presume
he
since
doesn't-
you've allowed them to get this far that there must be some reason that you're going to let them in?
Yeah, Adric says they're cool.
Adric likes me.
It's true. He had a crush on them briefly.
Mm-hmm.
What?
It wasn't on me, it was on Morley, because you see what happened is he was under the he was under the control of Lilith. So I had this love potion that I was like saving, but you know, nothing in particular. But I like opened it and I like shoved it in his mouth, and because of the love potion interacting with like Lilith's powers and stuff, it made him like a little bit more clear-headed, but like kind of into Morley, but not really. I'm pretty sure it's into somebody else. But anyways, so that's what happened. He didn't have a crush on anyone else. Actually, it was just because of the love potion that, like, saved his life, and then he like didn't die and stuff.
You said you wanted to keep the cold air out.
They walk over to you, Marquette. They go down onto one knee and they put their hand out to you. Whenever you introduce yourself.
I am Marquette, member of the Knights of Ulyssia. Very nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you too. She'll take their hand and just like shake it vigorously.
Fionnuala Ione, but my friends call me Fio, so I'd say you can too.
I'm not very used to consorting with demons, but given the situation, I'm not going to be a stickler for the rules.
I mean, if Adric says I can stay, then I think I could probably stay.
Frankly, it's a miracle that you convinced him to tolerate you being around. He's much more of a hard ass than we usually are.
A lot
Can't
of
exactly be choosy right now.
yes, a lot of circumstances go out the window whenever the entire city freezes.
Indeed. I assume that Vamos has already told you what happened to the rest of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It sucks.
It does. All we can hope is that we can resolve the situation, and that Takumi Roland is not met the same fate as everybody else here. At this point, they're the only lead we have to find out what's going on.
Takumi Roland?
Yeah, they're the one who made the exhibit that we were supposed to be going to when we did our little second song and dance with you guys before we got chucked into the sewer.
We still presume that that exhibit and the demonic activity that came with it must somehow be related to everything that's happened here.
Oh, we don't gotta go back, do we? Because that's really far away. That's the farthest away.
That depends on what you found while you were there.
Well, I shot some glass. I found, no, this isn't the same one, but I found one of these. I pull out one of my devil stars, and there was a bunch of weapons that I wasn't allowed to touch because no one here has fun. And then the sewer part happened. It happened really quick. We didn't go upstairs, so I don't know if there's anything else up there.
The sewer part?
Oh, yeah, we met,
You may have skipped a few things, Emmanuel.
we met a man who made the explosions. He murdered him, and I point over at Arden. And then and when he made everything from the he gesticulates at the whole city. Then we fell into a hole into the sewer.
The man that you're talking about is the one who caused all of this, you're saying?
I think he's very dead.
There's no look of discontentment on their face, but as they watch you trying to explain this, they look up to the rest of you.
Perhaps whenever you meet with Colleen, you could all offer your perspective on what's happened so we have a more complete account.
There is quite a lot of information, yes.
Well, you should come in so we can get this closed. We don't want to lose too much heat.
Alright.
Marile's really hot. She'll keep it warm.
It's true.
Indeed she is.
Want my card?
Do you need help with the door?
Door.
As you guys get in,
Yep.
they kick a part of the mechanism and releases the lever, and it seems like tension on the mechanisms causes it to slowly screech back to a close. As it does, you guys are left bathed only in the candlelight of the many, many, many dozens of candles that have been set up in here, as well as several what look to be impromptu flashlights and torches and whatnot that have been laid about the area. As you proceed in, I would say this seems like a plenty fine time for us to refresh and take a break before we continue onward.
Oakley dokley.
My tummy and my mom chose the worst time. I went to the bathroom to delete my fucking guts. And then my mom called and she was like, "Did you get my package?" And I'm like, "Yes, Mom."
Yes,
Damn.
Mama.
Yes, Mom, I got your package. I have a tummy ache right now.
And they were like, let's discuss it.
Yes, actually.
They
She
did
was
the
like
mom
giving
thing.
She was giving me like 5 home remedies for a stomach ache.
Yep, that tracks.
Yeah.
She was like, "Have you rubbed vapor rub on your belly button?" And I'm like, "What?"
Get some ginger ale.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
If you guys
okay.
want to fill Anna in
Yes,
more depth, then go ahead.
Eat some soup upside down. It'll fix everything that ails
I'm
you.
so sorry.
No, you're fine.
You're good.
We basically just you know what happened with the car chase.
Yeah.
We
No, when I
ended up
stepped out,
stopping.
we were when we stopped, we were just talking to this person.
Yeah,
And
Valmos brought us over to the place that he was standing on top of when he shot us, and let us meet with another person. They seem to be a lot more charismatic than he was actually talking about things. The only person among all of the order that seems to talk to Emmanuel in a good way, in my opinion.
Oh.
That's
But,
not true.
So far.
Nuh-uh.
Just kind of spilling the beans on who we are and saying that there's a lot of information to tell to Colleen whenever we see her.
Oh, that is very nice to me.
That's
Thank you
it,
very
Obed.
much.
That was Odette.
What?
I thought her name was Odette.
No, you're thinking of this one princess.
Yeah, I am actually. Yeah,
Oh,
I am.
that's the old lady, right?
Oh, that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I
We
thought
watch
it was-
movies together.
Yeah, but she's crazy. That point.
Listen,
I mean,
crazy
yeah.
or not, the criteria is nice to Emmanuel.
I wasn't saying is nice to Emmanuel. I said speaks to Emmanuel in a good way.
I fail to understand.
because Ovette is more like, let's strap more things to you, Emmanuel.
Exactly.
This is fine.
In a nice way.
Let's experiment on him in a nice way.
Children are just larger lab rats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Tristan.
Guys, we lost another car.
Say
Oh.
hi.
We're in like a car factory. Maybe we'll find a better car or at least a new tire.
That's all we can hope for.
I think we're progressively having cars for less and less time too.
Yup.
We
Logan's
dodged.
like, no.
Listen, we dodged one. We dodged the one attack that was gonna probably destroy the car outright, and I'm glad for it.
Because we had your original car got exploded immediately. You had that one for
Yeah.
ages and ages. Then
Yeah.
we stole another car, and that got us all the way to
We
Mount
had a couple
Yama.
of we had a couple of games with that one.
Yeah, and that one got us all the way heckin' getting gig slashed in half. Or did we lose that one first? Did the bull destroy a car? Did we get a new one?
It
No.
destroyed
I
one
don't
of the
think the
other
bull
two
ever
cars
destroyed
we were gonna
one.
get.
No,
It
it
was-
destroyed one next
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
And then we lost it to Sword Boy, and then we got the one that took us most of the way through the city, and then we lost that one in like the same session we got it, and then we got this one, and we lost it.
It's not totaled at least.
Yeah.
Lost it like 10 minutes later.
And to be fair, it just needs a new tire. And
Yeah, we just need to get a new tire.
We can drive on a flat tire. Fuck that.
The
We
windows
just need to get a new
cracked,
tire.
and probably because of the warmth of Marile, if it stays cracked, it'll shatter because the temperature outside and inside will get so ridiculous that it'll be like. Ah!
Look, we just need to get a new tire. We need to have Geno lift it up because there's no way we're messing with a jack, and we'll fix it. It's fine. We'll get it going, or we'll just find a new car inside the car factory.
We're once
Don't worry,
again.
Nicolo. We'll buff out those scratches.
We're once again at that time of year where I have to take one of my desk fans and aim it at the back of my Apollo, because the thing is a little tiny boiler.
Oh no!
Again, can
Only
barely
21.
Is that the temperature?
It's unreasonable. Like that should be just like a nice toasty day, but no, Vancouver's like enjoy the ocean and
yeah,
heat.
a lot of humidity lately.
And so it's like.
Yeah, I don't miss humidity. Jersey sucked.
That's the ultimate trade-off here. Is the ultimate trade-off. I love it when we get into summer because we stop games and it's like usually still light outside, especially on Saturdays. Like there's still a little tiny bit of day left. The trade-off is it's boiling, and because you guys have Discord's noise gates, but on my end the stream would hear everything going on because it's not hearing my Discord. So if I had the AC on, that's just blaring through the entire thing. So I have to sweat out for us to do this.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Holding.
We about to be happy.
How so?
In roughly 3 hours, it should start raining.
Oh my god. That sounds... I mean, I wanted to go for a walk down to the seawall, but apart from that, heckin' yes. Oh, that sounds so
it should
nice.
start raining sometime after 10 p.m. And it should continue on throughout tomorrow.
It's been raining so much over here too. All the old people are like, "There's so much rain."
What are we
like-
to do?
I'm just like, yeah, but if it rains now, we won't be on fire as badly later. Remember when the sky was crimson? I do. I don't want to see that again.
Ooh, we might be getting lightning tonight too.
Oh, I love
Oh,
lightning.
you lucky
I
bastard.
love lightning so much.
Yeah, it says that around 11 they expect quote heavy thunderstorms.
The
That could
proudest
be wrong,
moment of my life was pointing at the sky, yelling lightning, and having a flash of lightning in the direction I was pointing at the moment I said it. I will never, ever beat that moment. That was my peak. Everything else has been downhill.
Damn.
For just a moment, you were chosen of Zeus.
That is like one of those like very primal joys that is difficult to explain why it makes you happy other than you're doing a silly thing. It's like keeping a balloon off of the ground.
Lightning
It's so fun.
Lightning is so incomprehensibly outside our control that there's just a great joy to be found in feeling so attuned to the world around you that happens.
I don't like thunder.
I love
Love it.
thunder. Oh my
It
hurts
hurts
Me
my,
too.
it hurts
I
my
used
little
to be
ears.
really scared of it.
It hurts my little ears.
That's fair.
Every time much wah wah. I start shaking.
I love those like low rumbling thunder when it's all like really far off but big and you get that in the background. I heard it when I had my like headphones on a while back. I was like, oh yes,
Yeah.
please.
Oh, we got that crazy rain like last week, I think it was. Okay.
Have a cute.
I digress though.
But you're already here. Very cute.
I'm good to jump back in whenever you guys are.
I'm gonna use the restroom, but then I'm gonna go.
Cool. Come with me. Oh, Devil May Cry 4. You heckin' masterpiece.
Oh yeah, I need to keep playing 5.
Yeah, you do.
I
Devil May Cry.
only played through a couple of things.
You also masterpiece among masterpieces.
Oh.
I just remember that I only did the one stream, and I got to like a kind of spoilery thing, I guess. So I'm not going to talk too much about it.
You got about halfway through the game.
No, I don't think I'm halfway. I think I'm just now playing as the new character. I think I just now started playing as him. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I saw some good DMC cosplayers at MomoCon.
Oh. Yes.
They're really cute. I think like my favorite cosplays are the fucking Nier ones that I sent y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it made me so happy. I looked up from my table and there was fucking Devila, Popola, and fucking Kaine cosplayers, and I Naruto ran across the fucking hall. I was like, I don't give a fuck. Like Katie was sitting. They were dressed as Devila, Popola, and Kaine.
Oh.
Shut the fuck up! I'll kill you. No, Katie was just chilling with me at my table, and then I was like, hold on, I'll be right back.
Heckin', I know that you talked to a couple Nat19 fans while you were there. Did you happen to catch like which ones? Like, did you catch their usernames?
I didn't. I asked one of them. I asked the one who gave me who had me sign the episode 100 print, which I started crying. I started crying when they came, when they're like, I have this. I'm like, what the me good. I had drawn a mustache on one of my Avi prints because I got bored at one point. So I was like, oh my god, this is so cool, thank you. Like, I was so glad to like meet a teenie at the fucking con. I was like, do you want this Avi with the mustache? Because I was bored. They're like, yeah, I'll take that. I was like, fuck yeah. But I asked them their username. They're like, I'm not really around that much. I was like, okay, cool.
I need to
but
change.
like, I was.
Sorry, you continue.
No, I was gonna say, I'm like, but you're clearly around enough to like bring this and all that stuff. And they had Alejandro sign it too.
Oct56 really says the poster one was them.
Oh, well, it was so fucking nice to meet you. You were fucking lovely.
We're not around a lot, except you're around right now.
Except you're right there. Oh, it was so nice to meet you. Enjoy your mustache, Daviana.
I need to change the follow notification from name was hollowified, because Bleach has very little to do with the brand of this channel anymore.
Yeah.
I was streaming Steinsgate the other day, and I still had Streamlabs open because when we raid someone as Nat19, I usually open it up so I can just take over the account for chat.
Yeah.
So I can stick in and talk as Nat19 for them. I closed it. I checked my task manager. It wasn't open, but some vestige of it was, and I just kept hearing in the background, "The more the merrier." Where are you?
We couldn't. The thing is, we couldn't hear it on like the stream side. I was listening for it. I was like, I'm not hearing shit.
So funny.
It was really funny.
Alrighty. Well, my guys, are we all ready to jump back in?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's jump back in then. Oh, did I hear something?
I said yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. In that case, kaboom. You guys are led into this, what you at this point have taken to be a car manufacturer, this building. Heckin', I don't know, the brand on the front, it's Toyota, we'll say.
Yeah. You don't happen to have a tire for a 85 for an 85 SUV, do you? No reason. Looks at Vamos.
I don't know. I don't really care about cars.
Yeah, I noticed.
Do you care about cars a lot? Are you like a car guy?
I'm a car guy, but also we needed the car to go through the blizzard. Either way, I was making a aggressive joke. I'll stop.
Yeah, I said sorry about your car.
Yeah, I hold grudges. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't worry about it.
As you guys continue to walk through, you are led into what amounts to what looks to be a large central room. It looks like, again, this building from the outside is about 2 stories tall. Whenever you come into it, this one, there's machinery meant for the manufacturing of parts. Nothing like there's nothing that looks like the main body of a car in here, but there's conveyor belts and such that seem to be where many pieces would be made. You do see some tires lying around in piles. You wouldn't know if they're the sort that match the one you had, but there are various sizes, so you do get the impression if you were willing to change all the tires, you could at least get a new set of tires. You don't know if you could find one that'll exact match the one that you lost. Going in, you see that up, elevated there appear to be some offices that have scaffolding and stairways going up towards them. As you come in, Vamos steps into the, what is effectively like an observation area that you guys are in with steps that would lead down into the actual manufacturing area. He just yells out, "Colleen! Some of us came back. One of them's Emmanuel."
Hi!
You see movement from one of the offices that has windows that look out over the manufacturing section, and you see the shadow of a figure moving among the lights that are up there. They don't move in a rush, but they do seem to move rather, start up rather urgently as they come down. As
she
they...
like high places like Adric, huh?
What?
He was also at the very top of the place we were at.
Bureaucrats.
It's an office. Is this another joke?
Yes.
Should try being funny.
Oof. Got him.
Try laughing.
Damn.
How dare you?
I'm sure he'd laugh if it were funny.
You just haven't learned his humor yet, Nicola.
Vamos just like, in like, all like in a very disconnected way when you say that, just like points at Ard, like, yeah.
I'll take lessons from Joey next time. Just like kind of like looks, just kind of like looks over at his magazine.
References are the lowest
I didn't
form
see
of
any
comedy.
mention of a Joey.
It's friends.
A poop is the lowest
That's what
form of comedy,
never mind.
silly.
We are friends.
Mm-hmm. I only saw the only thing like they were talking about in the magazine were this Rachel and Ross.
Okay.
I'm going to be quiet now.
That's good.
He just has his hands like on his temples.
You guys see a figure begin walking down the twisting scaffolding and steps that leads down from that office. Though the place is like badly illuminated, you can tell they're wearing effectively the same uniform that Adric was. You can see the same fluttering cloak that the 10 Petal Knights wear, similar to Adric's, except this one has much more of a collar on it, coming up to cover the lower half of this individual's face. As the light from the various torches and lights in the area catches them briefly, you notice that they seem to be carrying 2 rapiers on one of their side, and a revolver on the other, both of which are affixed to buckles on either side of their waist. The rapiers they're carrying, you notice, seem to have lifelike flowers. These bluish flowers with these pink insides that are at the tip of the hilt that don't seem to be ornamental. They seem to be like actual flowers attached to them. There's a pink ribbon tied around under their ribs. Same sort of regal design. The main thing that you notice is they have generously flowing pink hair when they come down. That is very well maintained, given the extreme situation they find themselves in. Those of you who know them, that mostly being Emmanuel, you would know that this just comes naturally to them. You know this person is a very much wakes up beautiful sort of individual. As they step down, this is the individual that you see.
Ooh.
She's
I've
so
seen her before.
beautiful.
It's true.
told ya.
I mean, I imagined her really pretty, and she's more beautiful than I ever could have imagined.
As she comes down, as she gets to the last section of the steps, she looks over. You see her eyes fall on Emmanuel, and her face lights up. She seems to become more excited immediately. Steps down much more rapidly, almost swings down, grabbing onto one of the bits of the scaffolding and using it to pivot and swing as she rushes over relatively quickly across the manufacturing area towards you.
Emmanuel!
Hello!
I was so worried that something had happened to you. I was so beside myself with grief at the thought that something had happened to you while you were out of my watch.
They go over to you, they kneel down, they put their hands on the side of your face and start adjusting your head as if looking for signs of injury.
Are you alright?
Yeah, mostly.
We, grabs Emmanuel, have been doing a great job taking care of him.
Oh no.
We fell down a sewer. I got attacked by a robot tiger. I blew it up. We fought Lilith. We beat him up. And I learned about hummus.
You learned about hummus?
He's been having so much fun. It's like an educational field trip.
I'm very happy that you've been alright.
She stands, puts her arms around Emmanuel, and pulls him relatively close to her, very softly, but looks to all of you. Seems to take a second, having not really noticed a lot of you in her panic to get to Emmanuel, looks to all of you.
Geno, I presume then that if you're here, I presume you must have checked in with Adric on the way here, correct?
Sure did. They're doing alright, mostly. They had to evacuate.
There's a sigh of relief from them.
Nah, he's doing just fine.
They look to you, Marile, and you see when they look at you, though their reactions have been more emotional, you see that there's a quizzical look as they look to you. Their emotions don't betray how they've been much, but you see that there is a moment of deeper inspection whenever they look to you.
You say that you've been looking after him.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. It means a lot that you would. Having a child with us is normally stressful, but having a child with us in these situations has been especially stressful.
You have no idea.
Oh, Manny has been nothing short of an absolute blessing.
Nightmare.
Is this true? Have you behaved yourself, Manny?
Yeah, it's been awesome. I got to go to like this old fire hall, and there was an old lady with a gun. She was great.
What?
Yeah.
Everyone needs to arm themselves as what's happening right now.
Oh, by the way, I'm going to assume that at some point you stopped being big. I am going to have made that assumption.
That happened like a minute after it started.
Okay. It just occurred to me.
You would have missed it, but just in the background I was like, and I returned to normal size. Yeah, then we got pizza. We got attacked by Freddy Fazbear and the gang. Then we beat up Lilith. They're dead. And then we killed the guy who did all this. Well, we didn't. He was impaled on a spike, and the first thing I saw when I woke up was him stabbing him. I'm conflicted.
His name was Layden. Yeah.
Layden.
Layden Stratum.
Layden
There's
the
a
dirt, more
problem.
like.
I've heard that name
Yeah.
before.
What?
Yeah?
Yes. Did Adric tell you anything about... Did he recognize that name? Presuming you've told him what you told me.
I'm gonna check my notes.
I don't remember.
I was kind of messing around with Odette, and I found a megaphone, so I wasn't really paying attention there.
By the time we were done with everything, unfortunately, Adric, if you were to return to see him, was not in the best of health at the time. He was still going away from the effects of being controlled by the demon Lilith.
He allowed himself to be... to have his mind influenced by a demon, did he?
Not
Yeah.
consensual.
Whenever we had left there, he had specifically left us on a mission to come and find you.
Yeah.
Mission accomplished.
He sits
He
back
says
there
hello.
injured and he sends other people to check on my well-being.
They did save a bunch of people, though.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you did.
He was like all under an influence and like being real mean and stuff, and then I fed him a love potion, and then he was like kind of okay. And yeah. So he and
The
I,
demon-
as far as I'm concerned, are now buddies.
The demon was a powerful succubus. The love potion was able to help him counteract some of the effects.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And he's on Morley. But only under the potion. You know.
Oh, he's just
any
playing
other
hard
time.
to get.
Any other time I don't think he'd look at anybody else.
Wow.
Oh, he's just playing hard to get. He looked at my card for at least 2 seconds more than the last time I showed it to him.
Ooh.
He's breaking.
Progress.
Give it time. Maybe the next time he'll look at it for 3 more seconds.
It's probably an avenue of thought that you should abandon. He's not easily approached. Not in that regard, he is all business.
Oh yeah?
So am I.
Ooh.
There is the faintest cold look from them towards Marile.
She's hugging Medish with like a smile, like he's all business.
So am I. You can say I'm in the business.
As that you have made it this far in, with Vamos and Marquette allowing you in, I presume the fact that one of you is a demon and 2 of you give off the vibe. This has already been sorted, and I assume that you are not dangerous.
Like I said, Adric likes me, so
Dangerous to the bad guys.
yeah.
Sorry,
What's
I
super
fell
dangerous
unconscious for
to
a second
them?
there.
If a hard ass like
No, it's
him warmed
okay.
up to you, then I trust you implicitly.
Also, you're way more pretty than I ever could have imagined. Like, if Adric was about you, I was like, she's gotta be really beautiful, right? But you are, wow.
Did he say something about me?
Just talked about you a lot, and I'm just putting puzzle pieces together, man. I don't
Did he
know.
know?
He seemed really worried about you out here, I'm just saying.
Well, what is his situation? If he saved people, how many? Are they doing better than we are? I'm sure you've been told already, but you're currently talking to what remains of my score.
Because of what happened with all of us, we have been going through these different spires in the city and trying to get this storm under control. The last time we did, whenever we defeated that demon Lilith, we had actually met with a being that was able to calm down the storm a bit and warm the place up. They're doing a lot better than they were, though they were attacked shortly before all of this, and a lot of people were injured and some lost.
Yeah, Godzilla and Lilith ripped up the football stadium or baseball or I don't know the sports ball place, and it was pretty messed up. A couple people, mostly knights, I think, got dead. And then they evacuated everyone else somewhere nearby. He said, and then since it was warming up, they were doing better.
That's good.
We had heard that there is the one that's here is somewhere you can tell us, near the peninsula.
Yes. Do you have anything in particular you're calling them? It seems you know more about them than we do.
We're calling them
Islands.
anchors for the moment, alright? Like looks over to the others.
Anchor.
Anchor, Talon, or whatever.
For simplicity, we'll call them that as well. We had initially tried to approach them and investigate it, but we couldn't find anything. The outside was entirely sealed. And then, as we continued to investigate it, you may have already been told, the Order of the Sword showed up, and they did not take kindly to us being here.
If you don't mind me asking, since you've been here a lot closer to them than the others, do you know about how many people are here? whenever Adric had told us before, he seemed to think that the two groups of you came in near equal number in the beginning of all this. Have they sustained heavy losses as you have?
The Order?
Hmm.
From what I can tell, they came better prepared than we do. They seem to risk having reinforcements come in from outside. The helicopters they have appear to be equipped for precisely the situation we're dealing with. They have at least 100 soldiers to our 3.
Good.
And among their numbers include Credo, their general, who I would be confident in my ability to face, except that the additional numbers in those helicopters that they have, one in particular, tilt the odds in their favor, so we haven't tried to push much of an offensive.
You must be extremely strong.
Is Credo? Yes.
Well, I was meaning you, if you feel that you can have confidence in going against him.
I'm sorry, I have not properly introduced myself. I am Colleen Rioche. I am one of the 10 Petal Knights who lead the Knight of Ulyssia, and before this happened, I would have happily introduced the many soldiers who served underneath me, but unfortunately it has been reduced to us. I am confident in my strength, and my conviction to solve this problem. If there is anything that you need, you can rely on me, undoubtedly. Any friend of Emmanuel's is a friend of mine, no matter how suspicious some of them may be.
Any help getting to that anchor might be good.
With a lot of us here, it is possible we could wage an offensive. So you have a means to activate these, then?
Yeah, Geno.
Yeah.
No,
just
no,
raises
no.
his hand.
Might you
Yeah,
explain
he lets
how?
me in. This was this suit was made by Machiavelli, and so it just thinks it lets me in basically anywhere
Yeah.
in these things.
The machines there think he's Mr. Maserati.
There is another individual who has managed to get inside.
Vito?
Lucifer.
Oh.
How'd he get in?
The other problem we're dealing with. Not sure. But we have seen him on occasion. Whenever we were there, we saw that he was frequently making his way up to the top of it, and sections did open and allow him in.
Do you think he, like, has something of, like, spotters or something?
Perhaps. I'm not sure. Anytime we've encountered him, it's not as if we've spoken. We've exchanged words, but they have been mostly banter and pleasantries, before a hail of blades with flower petals on the end of them would assail us. Ironically, Lucifer is similar to us aesthetically, but not morally. If you went in there, you'd likely have to deal with him.
Well, that was part of the plan the whole time, I think.
Yeah. We know what we're in for. We just want to help people.
At this point, Vamos turns, starts walking away. As long as we're here, I'm gonna go keep watch outside.
Certainly. Is there anything that you need while you're here? Are you all hungry?
I do like food.
We managed to scrounge some up from the surrounding areas.
I
You have any
mean,
magazines?
One's about the automotive industry.
I'll take a look at them, but I'm not. Not too
An
hopeful.
all-new rearward-facing camera and a 5-star safety rating.
Ooh. Never mind, I'm actually into this.
I think I might be becoming a car guy.
Nicola, I'm becoming a car guy.
I'm proud of you.
Beep beep. But yeah, no,
Nah.
if you have food, I think that might be nice.
Pizza time.
We can tell you the rest of what we know over some sort of food. Yes.
That would be appreciated. Come up to the office then.
She turns and beckons you to come with her.
Does so.
You guys are taken up. It's a relatively small, uninteresting office. There's an L desk in the corner, several chairs. There's a computer that is very busted. You see notes, a lot like with Adric's, the place where Adric had set himself up. You see a tourism map of the town has been put out and marked on extensively on the desk that's in here. She offers the few seats that are in here to you all. Seems to remain standing herself.
Vamos said that you guys weren't feeling good. Do you need like your first aid? I got magic. I'm a witch.
We're not doing well in terms of our numbers and the people we've lost. Physically, we are fine.
Okay, you're making sure.
Moralized, we're trying to remain optimistic. We figure the Order of the Sword likely cannot do anything with the, as you call it, an anchor, any more than we can. Although we are somewhat distressed by the fact that Lucifer seemed to take offense to us investigating it and attacked us whenever we tried, whereas they don't seem to mind the Order of the Sword outside.
Yes, I was going to ask you about that. Whenever you said that he was going in, I was wondering how he got past them.
He was already making his way in there whenever we were investigating. Whenever all of this happened, when what went down did. We lost some of our people, and then shortly afterwards we decided to investigate the anchor that had come out. We had slightly more of us then when we did. Our first encounter was we were engaged by Lucifer, who had already slipped in and had exited at some point to come after us. We lost some of our numbers then, we were pushed back, we tried to investigate the area from a distance, and then shortly afterwards the Order of the Sword showed up and engaged us, taking out the remainder of us that you have not met. We were forced to come here, to hide from them and regroup, and we have been trying to maintain our security and trying to contact the outside. We had no idea there were other ones of those structures, so our initial plan had been to try to contact the outside and try to get them to use the Knight's satellite to destroy the anchor, if we could manage to, but it sounds like that's no longer an option. The Artemis array is not going to do what we need it to do.
Also, don't know if we can reach here.
We've learned that there are 4 of them in total. We've went through 2 and have established them to this place. The reason that the storm is here is because they are between different worlds, 3 different realms. If we anchor them, which is why we're calling them that, to the human world, we can get rid of all of the ice and storm around. At least that's what we hope.
At that point, we'd be able to contact more people. The other knights could send more assistance to us, and we would be in much better shape. And should we have to destroy anything in the area, we could then use the Artemis array to do so. It wouldn't take long to get it overhead.
Would we have enough time to evacuate as many as we could?
Depends on where we were firing. To me, it seems like this city does not have many people left in it to save.
We've met with, again, other than Adric's people that he has saved, there is also the matter of some personal friends of mine and Marile's who have holed themselves up as well near the first spire that we had gone through.
That's the Angel's Light. It's the fireplace.
Oh.
Yeah, they got poles and stuff that you can slide down.
It would depend.
As long as we have enough time to get them to evacuate, I think that is what we need to be doing.
The array is strong enough that if it's fired anywhere into the bay, I know most of you are not familiar with what I'm speaking of, so allow me to elucidate you. I presume you are aware of the purpose of the Knights. We try to maintain security for humanity against any demonic forces that may slip over from the demon world into ours. We also try to capture and study demonic artifacts and devil arms. Normally we work out of a location called the Sapphire Garden, which is back in England, but if we were closer to it, we may be able to call for help more easily, but we are quite a ways away. We have at our disposal a satellite that was made by, as you're now familiar with the demon, Machiavelli a long time ago, that was left in the human world. We're not sure why, but we discovered and took control of it, and it's capable of performing an orbital strike that is able to, depending on what we're aiming it at, destroy a fairly large area. It could probably, for example, eradicate all life within one of the cities here. We would use it in a situation like this. But if destroying one anchor is not going to fix the problem, then we have no need to. It would be a waste.
It might not work on the anchors, but what about on Veilfar?
We have heard Lucifer mention them, and we know of them. Are they here? Did they come through as well?
Oh, yeah.
He did.
They've been a constant thorn in our side.
That would be a very worthwhile target.
Yeah, he's the ruler of the Frost Hills.
If they've come through to our world, then they would be an absolutely appropriate target. But the problem is, we are unable to contact the Sapphire Garden, and even if we could, it would be impossible to aim the satellite through all of this. We only get one shot with it as well. Once it fires, it would take at least 2 days for it to be able to do so again. So our priority then is clearing this blizzard.
When we came into this part of the city, we had been forcefully established contact with the Order of the Sword. They seem to be relatively alright with our presence because of my previous employment to them, though that is not something that is in any way continued into the present. They seem to think it is, but I believe that if we do not wish to storm them and go after them with the assault you mentioned before, we could potentially use that connection to get closer to the spire.
How do you propose?
Like a spies.
So you're proposing that we turn you over to them so that you might investigate?
I do not know if myself would be the main goal for them, though they did seem oddly interested in me for some reason. They were more interested in Geno here.
What was that dude's name? Like fucking Angus or something?
Agnes.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, he was real.
Guy.
He was real curious.
I remember vaguely, but I was not under him whenever I was in the Order, though he seemed to know quite a lot about me.
It was encyclopedic.
What if we showed up and we're like, hey, the dude that you like approved of, he's here and he wants to meet up and talk, and also the suit of armor's here and have fun. What about that?
What would our ultimate goal be?
To get
Geno to the anchor.
It's a shame we can't close the door once we're inside.
Maybe we can. I don't know.
Would it be safe to get only the two of you there?
I mean, we could bring the others along as well and just say, hey, we're there with us. Right? Looks to Niccolo.
Most likely. I believe that they would be very much suspicious if it was only the two of us.
But, Niccolo, you said I shouldn't let them see me. Because I'm me.
They saw you before, whenever they had stopped us. But if what we think about you is true, we need to keep some things under wrap, especially.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna say nothing.
What we worry about, he just looks over toward her again. We had came here to find you and potentially, I do not know if he just wanted us to bring you back to him or what, but I doubt that if you're this deep in all of this, you are going to want to turn tail at this point.
If our goal must be that we have to take down these anchors, then I don't see any sense in fleeing. Our enemies will only consolidate themselves further.
My thought is, if you had the ability to, with the three of you, potentially causing some sort of ruckus whenever we arrive, having less people there looking at me and Geno would more likely allow us to get to the anchor a lot easier.
So what you're proposing is we arrange some kind of meeting, turn you over to them. Once you're inside and in a good position, we cause a distraction outside to cause them to lose focus long enough for the lot of you to get inside and try to lock them out.
Shut behind us, yes.
That leaves the three of you with a lot of work to do with these 100 guys they got.
It sounds like we need to only distract them. We don't need to actually defeat them.
I had fought a couple of you earlier. Unfortunately, they were taken over by Lilith. But they were extremely tricky, as well as they had quite powerful magics. I believe that if you wanted to make a ruckus, you definitely could. And with how quick they moved, I'm sure you could get away as well.
Much more than Adric, I am versed in the arcane arts. I have studied a great many divine spells as a means to replicate the arts that our progenitor Ulyssia once used. I would be more than equipped to cause a distraction, as would those that are with me if we had to. I implore you not to worry about us. If such a plan happens, and if we must put ourselves in danger, it is our duty.
Colleen, look. Kitty.
Like, oh, goodness. I assume you're showing them. Hanging,
Yeah, I conjured little basket.
Look at you. Have you learned to control this better then?
They're my best friend.
My goodness, you're coming along so well. I'm so proud of you.
I can ride them.
By manipulating demonic energy and divine rights, mankind can produce magic that can help us to fight back against devils. But it is difficult for us. I'm glad that at such a young age you're coming so far.
I just got Briar. I got him to fix. Apparently the ring was damaged.
Who is this Briar?
Someone who apparently was under Machiavelli.
Yeah.
One who was sort of a inventor, mechanic, someone who can help forge and enhance these devil arms, such as the one that Manny holds.
When you're out looking for food, do you ever see like a gas station's lights turn on and then you see a guy stealing all their popsicles?
I have. That man has been of use to you.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Surprisingly.
He's like one of our best friends. I like
Geno?
to think so.
Sure.
Geno and Emmanuel. I
Yep.
presume that among everything that's happened, you haven't forgot the 4 commands we live by.
Yeah, I've been conflicted about those because people thought like the Layden guy, he wasn't doing anything. Well, I mean, not anymore.
He was
The
doing
one-
stuff, wasn't
the
he?
one
He
who-
was impaled on a pipe.
Was this individual human?
Yeah, I think.
He really wished he wasn't.
Have you, at any point, spoken to your compatriots as to what your duties are?
Nuh-uh.
The Knights of Ulyssia live by 4 principles. The first is that we remain an ally to mankind. Above all else, we preserve the life of humanity in the face of any threat. If this individual was human, you should have likely tried to assist them if violence could have been avoided. But the second principle, we are prepared to sacrifice the few to save the many. Do not become caught up in small details. Our battle is against all of demonkind. When we must choose between a single life and many, the answer comes to us in simple terms. If that person had to be sacrificed for the good of more people, then that simply is what it is.
So the trolley problem.
He had no love for humanity. That man was going to kill a lot of people.
I forgot number 2.
The third, reinforce our boundaries. The boundary between our world and the demon world is always thinning. We push back demons who breach our territory. Generally without exception. She looks towards Fio, and then to Arden, and then to Marile, who her eyes stay on. But sometimes there are exceptions, even if we say that there should not be. And she does shoots her eyes glance down towards the ring that's on Emmanuel's finger and then up to Geno. And the fourth and final command. And the reason why I wanted to remind you of this. Your life is worth less than that of an innocent. You walk a path stained with blood, and you have been forced to make decisions no innocent ever would. If your life must be sacrificed for another, that answer should come to you in simple terms. So, if we must put our lives on the line to allow you all to enter into the anchor to protect the boundary between the demon world and ours, that is our duty, as it is yours to infiltrate it and to stop things from that side. So don't worry about us. This is something we signed up for.
Well, alright then.
In these chaotic times, the principles we live by are all we have. Never forget them. Of course, I don't expect the 4 of you to follow our tenets.
Good.
You two, on the other hand, do what must be done.
Yes, ma'am.
However, the issue now is how are we going to turn you over to them?
I
You can
mean,
use me. I mean,
Like
They
I
want
mentioned,
demons.
they're looking for Geno. The
we
less
just
they know
walk
about
up to
you,
the front gate.
the less they know about you, Fiona, the better.
Oh. Computer.
I'd say we just walk right up.
I noticed on the way here, their helicopter. It stays quite a surveyable distance away at any time. It keeps within 500 feet of the ground and makes their way through the fog as if they almost have no care in the world. I believe if they were to have seen us or done anything to want us to rush there, they would have stopped us or expedited it. I believe that with the invitation they already gave us, we can make our way there whenever we need.
That could be your distraction.
Hmm?
They could steal the helicopter.
That's true. Or at least
That
go after
helicopter
it.
is almost always off the ground.
That's true enough, I guess.
That
Maybe
man
close
Shield
enough
on the
to
way
it,
out,
though.
though.
If you were
points
to
out the window to like Vamos, like that man shot my windshield when I was going 90 miles an hour in a snowstorm.
Technically, you were going above the speed limit. You would have gotten a ticket.
We were being
Like-
chased by a demon.
Like most of their weaponry, the Order of the Swords items are not conventional. There are demonic and divine rights built into everything they've made. That helicopter is more than a simple military vehicle.
Darn. What if
However, if they
shoot
seem willing
back?
to talk to you, then what
Might
if we
not be
just put you
necessary.
in front of them?
That's fair.
Exactly.
If you
As long as you can be ready to make some noise, give us a small amount of time before doing anything like that when we're in there. That way they don't become suspicious of us immediately, and then we figure things out from there.
we have a couple
Get
ways,
Geno as close as we can.
couple of ways we could go about getting you in. If we were to approach them, we could. I know that Vamos could send a message to them saying that we wanted to meet and discuss the events in the city. Possibly discuss turning you over and use it as a ruse to try to make some kind of false deal. For example, turning all of you over to ensure our safety. I worry that if we simply tried to have you walk in, or had you approach them, they may take it as hostile.
If you have some way of contacting them in that way, I don't see why that couldn't be something we do. Though that would be putting you very close to the line of fire in case they decide that they don't need you.
We could get a message to them that says that we want to meet, and then you could meet with them on your own. We could give you some means to signal us, and if you make it in, you could set it off. If you do, we could purport to wage an offensive on them. And when they're distracted, you could get in. However, it would be up to you to convince them to allow you into their abode.
Yeah, how are we gonna do that if their boy Lucifer's already in?
I do not
allowing.
know.
I mean, you would have to convince them to allow you past the perimeter they've set up.
Oh, I see.
Whenever they stopped us outside, they seemed extremely interested in Geno, but I mentioned to them that Geno was very attached to all of us. Hopefully, with that information shown, they will try to keep us safe as long as we're around him. Not to mention, he seemed very interested that I was alive, and once he knows that Fionnuala, given how she looks, is there, I doubt that they would want to immediately go on any sort of aggressive offensive against her. With that being said, we would probably need to set off whatever this is within a couple of hours, that way they don't start to separate us from each other. We find a way in, we try to use the leverage they already given us to get ourselves there. They told us to make our way there already, and then once we're there, we set off whatever it is you want us to. Though, hopefully they won't, again, immediately just assume that we're with you and turn on us immediately.
And, you know, if you need to sweeten the pot a little more, then you can just tell them that I can access the stuff that they might not be able to, perhaps.
We'd leave
Even
the
if they can, it'd be nice to lie to them.
We would leave the negotiations to you, likely. If we
I
got
worry
directly
that if we tell
involved, they
them
may
that-
believe it to be an ambush.
I worry that if we tell them that, that they will most likely have us open that without much, going for it. But if we need to, that is something we can tell them. I'd say keep it under wraps as much as we can before then.
Right. Gotcha.
They most likely don't see you, Geno, as a person. They talked about you as a suit of armor whenever we were talking, and they most likely think that you have somewhat imprinted yourself either mechanically or magically or something onto us. The less they know about you, the better. If they think that you're just one of those that are out there that tried attacking our SUV earlier, that's good for us.
Okay.
Colleen walks over too, and goes to part of her desk. Though the area is dark, whenever she moves over to, you see there's a little charging station. It looks like it has 5 or 6 slots in it that look like they could fit walkie-talkies. 3 of them are already gone. 3 remain in it. She takes 2 out of them. And she tosses one to you, Emmanuel, and she tosses the other over to you, Geno.
We've been using these for short distance communication. Whenever you go in, if you make it in, as long as we're within range, which we should be, as long as we're relatively close to the peninsula border, there's a red button on the side that if you click it, it will, on anyone who's set to receive, simply play a very loud tone. And if you do so, we can take that as the signal that we should try to cause a ruckus. Yes, that. Thank you.
I was just about like, test it out, Manny. See what it sounds like.
Good to know.
So whenever we get a chance to ourselves, whenever they aren't going to notice us do it, we send that to you. You set off some sort of diversion, and as soon as we see them start filing their way away from the base, we make our way to the anchor.
Yes. There's a strong possibility you will encounter violence while you're inside. There may be those that they leave with you. You should not expect that even if there's a distraction, they'll leave you completely unattended.
They would be fools to. That isn't how they work.
Plus, there's like 100 of them.
That isn't how they work, especially if they do see any of us currently as a threat in any way. They will most likely leave someone with us. Credo may leave someone strong with us as well. He usually thinks of these things ahead of time. I doubt that I have in any way. I doubt that I can think of any kind of plan that he hasn't already thought of himself.
We can take him.
Yeah.
Just holds up Manny. We can take him.
If you manage to overcome...
There is no plan that can have account for Emmanuel. That is for true.
That's true. And if you had managed to overcome Adric in the past, then I'm certain you can likely manage to overcome Credo if you need to. I know very little about the inner workings of the Order of the Sword. We only know what we've researched about them and that they are hiding an agenda. That they are far more on the side of demons than they are of mankind. And their worship of Sparta is, though it mirrors our own, revolting in nature. They believed him to be a feudal lord of the city that they lived in, and they thought him to be effectively a god that was meant to rule over mankind and protect it, as opposed to a savior who sided with it for the purposes of its freedom. We don't know what they're capable of in full. I'm not even sure you would, despite having been with them once.
If they have some sort of ulterior agenda, I was not nearly high enough for them to say anything of such to me.
I will contact Vamos, and we will discuss how he will get the message to them that we wish to turn you over, and the situation under which we would like to. What I suggest is that whenever you do negotiate with them, act as if you wish to abandon our faltering numbers. They will likely meet under the presumption that we look to negotiate, but if you meet alone, and you state that our piddly force of 3 individuals is not breeding confidence, and if you wish to go to a side that is more compliant with demon kind, it is likely they will take you in as defectors, and your own convictions aside, nobody would blame you for turning against us right now. That might be your way in. But I leave the exact details to you.
She turns.
I'll go talk to Vamos and set it up. In the meantime, you all prepare yourselves.
Wait, I have one more thing.
What's that?
Did you know that Dante has a brother?
Yes. Someone has told you about Virgil.
Uh-huh.
Are you going to start dressing like him now?
I like this outfit.
I do too. You look very good.
You also don't know what he looks like, so...
Yeah, too. But mostly the first thing. Mostly the first thing.
Well, they are twins.
That's true. A lot more blue, and from what I've been told, he likes to spike his hair up.
I don't know if I could spike my hair up.
I feel like you could.
Have you tried it? You should.
You'd be surprised what hair gel can do.
Also, Manny, if Virgil wears blue, then
She'll like spin around with like her arms out in like her little blue.
then don't we kind of match then? If you're red like Dante, that would mean I'm blue like Virgil.
We're so cool.
We're all so cool.
Does that mean you have to spike your hair, Fio?
I don't know.
She'll grab her pigtails and just like hold them straight up.
Like this.
I think I like it better the other way.
Me too.
Well, I am going to have to expand my clientele, considering I have lost quite a bit in this whole debacle.
Already, that magazine's gonna rip.
What?
Why are you ripping it so hard?
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. Thanks.
Do you want to tell us about the new 2023 Toyota Corolla?
I do not.
I'm done being a car guy. I don't want to read this anymore.
No. I know you're gonna make fun of me.
I'm not.
The majority of you are.
Well,
I don't give a
How
shit.
warm does the seat get?
Giving
Is
up
it
on
warm?
cards. I'm a Vespa man now.
I'm a Vespa now.
Does it get warmer than me, Ardin? Does it?
I'm gonna
oh,
go
you
over
wanna
here.
find out? You wanna find out how warm Marile gets?
I'm walking away. Walking away now.
Pretty warm.
I know!
I am very warm, aren't I, Manny? Hug,
Yeah.
hug.
Yeah.
Never a
Arden,
cold night with Mommy.
I think that you are going to be the roughest one to explain to them when we go there.
I'm already over here.
Okay, never mind then.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, no, sorry. You were all the way over there. I just thought you... Never mind. I think that you might be the roughest one to explain to them when we do get there. There is a chance that they have seen Layden before, and you coming up with that weapon, we have to have a story for you just in case.
We killed him. Took it.
I found his corpse and I took it off of him.
I'm more meaning, do you want to give any such of a thought to your connection with them just in case?
Ugh.
They are a type of people that get information rather well. They need to in order to hunt down demons and other such things. I would hope that we could get through without them asking too many questions, but just in case they do, is there anything that you want to have us say or understand so we can keep our story straight?
I guess I can't just... I'm not sure, honestly.
One of the easiest things to do is the fact that, well, the Knights of Ulyssia have a thing about taking devil arms, for an example. That could be a good reason why you have, as they said, attempted to defect away from them, or not to defect, even just stay away from them in the first place, that they would try to take that from you. That could be a good thing to let them know that you did not want to part with it, and that's why you have chosen them over the knights.
Yeah, that works.
I would suggest Fiona do the same if they ask. Say that you did not wish to part with Magistrate. Not to mention they are not kind to, well, usually kind to demon kind. So the order would at least have that much information.
Okay.
Emmanuel.
Ah,
Do you think you can keep a story straight if they talk to you at all?
I am so good at keeping my story straight. You have no idea.
All right.
Nobody let him talk.
If they ask you why you are defecting from the Knights, what are you going to say?
Well, obviously, I have garbage movie selection.
Honestly, that might work.
That's one thing. Yeah.
You could just put cuffs on me or something and be like, Geno won't come unless we bring this thing. And I'll be like, hello?
I am not cuffing you.
Okay. Coward.
Where would we even find those?
I don't think we have cuffs.
There's probably some around here somewhere. They have walkie-talkies. You have
We're not doing
walkie-talkies,
anything
you always have
extra.
handcuffs.
Oh, raise his hand. What is my story, Nicolo?
Unfortunately, Marile, they probably already know a little bit about you. If they put two and two together with myself, then they're going to already understand why you're with me.
Are you eloping?
No. I'm
Oh,
meaning
yeah.
that they will most likely already have an inkling as to that is why I've been gone for as long as I have. Which means the one thing that we need to do, Marile, is give some sort of a reason as to why we are together without the fact that I completely abandoned all of them. Maybe we had to leave for some reason. I don't.
You
I'm
fell
not
to
good
my
at this
wiles and you've been under my control this whole time.
You were contacted
They might
about
kill
your car's
you at that
extended
point,
warranty.
Marile.
She just she's still holding Manny like a stuffed animal. She just like goes up to Nicolo and just rubs. And she's just like,
You were enraptured by my beauty.
It's probably Manny, and Manny's holding his cat.
Marile, they already wanted me to kill you back then. They're definitely going to have me kill you then.
At some point you chose to consent. Y now estamos enamorados. That's an easy lie, right?
Let's
That's
go.
what we've been
I
telling
read
people
a
that anyway, right?
Let's
I
go
think
with that and
I think I
let's
read
go
a
with that
book with
until
that
we.
similar premise.
Let's go with that unless we come up with something better. How about?
Vamos,
Fine.
dalos,
We are-
enamorados.
It was a fleeting. It was a fleeting turn of
Braxton.
heart, and I.
there's a little bit of deflation as he's talking.
Yes.
He's like trying
course.
not to like look. He's like, it's a fleeting thing of the chance
Yes,
of
of-
heart and.
Of course. No, change of heart, regret.
We're
Let's
not
go,
telling them
Manny.
the truth.
You're right. We should not tell them the truth. It's fine. Totally fine. I'm just pulling your leg, Nicolo. Don't worry about it.
I just silently shake my head.
We can tell them the truth. There's nothing between us. There never was.
Then why are you?
You should know by now, Nicolo. We've been living together for quite a long time. It's a game.
Well, fuck.
I don't know if you're. Let's go with your idea. I fell for your demonic charms at first, and eventually, whenever I was able to use my training to get out of it, I stayed because of a sense of actual love or something.
They're going to catch you on a lie if you say it like
You like kissing.
They're going to catch you on the lie if you say it like that.
They cannot.
More convincing.
Yeah.
They
say it
cannot
more convincing,
catch.
like
How would I be more convincing, you two?
Really, like,
Let's get advice from the two who were flirting their eyes out in the back of my SUV.
flirting.
Flirting?
No! I only asked him to help me read.
Arden was in the front seat.
It's true.
It's true. He's curled up in a ball. Which is not road safe, by the way.
There's a lot of things that aren't safe for the road. Just on the road.
All of our weapons.
Point taken.
I think it would be
Flirting.
easy
Anyway,
enough
give me a line read.
I think it would be easy enough for you to convince them, Marile, and I can follow your lead. You are extremely convincing when you want to be.
I'm feeling a lot of tension right now.
It's okay,
It's just
Manny.
like how it happened in my book.
I don't know, like this. I don't have really strong memories of it, but I feel like this is what it felt like when, like, are you guys getting a divorce?
They had to have been married for them to be getting a divorce.
Oh.
It will come when it comes.
The divorce?
Sure. El divorcio.
Okay, just don't like leave though. If I could make a request.
I'm not going to leave, Emmanuel. This has gone in a completely different direction than what I was meaning.
I was talking to Marile. I can't look unless I look up. Can't really face them, so it's... Sorry, I'm still making eye contact. You know, I'll hold the cat up. You know, just...
No, after a while, she actually did put Manny down.
Okay.
After he was like, we'll say that this, and it was like deflate, until she just let him go.
I ever approach the floor.
Like steadily lowering.
Also, you should hold this. You seem like you need it.
Meow.
Yeah.
So,
I'm going to go look for tires. He's gonna start walking away.
Here, hold the radio.
Here, I might be able to help you. I have a lot more knowledge now.
You didn't take the radio.
I did not take the radio.
Marile. Was Arden flirting? I don't think so.
If people didn't know better, they would think that you were.
But I was just asking him to teach me to read.
See, we know that it wasn't flirting, but other people would.
I'm not flirting, I'm illiterate. It's different.
I think it was the way it was done. Like, you two got all cuddly, and it was like, maybe you can teach me how to read. And he was like, oh, I'll teach you how to read, all right? Read the room.
What?
I don't understand this stuff.
If Fio's eyes could go in different directions, they would be.
Maybe when Arden stops being so selfish with all the magazines, maybe I'll translate some to you. Maybe I'll teach you how to read. I know my ABCs.
How would we know? They're like a solid green.
Exactly.
The eyes.
It took me a second.
They could.
if her eyes could look in opposite directions.
For all we know, they are.
D, if she had the capability, not if it was like capable of being perceived.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
For all we know, they're constantly in different directions.
Honestly, yeah, she's like a chameleon.
But I mean, it'd be nice if you taught me, but I don't know, Auden likes to read, and I don't know, I just feel like I want him to read, or teach me to read.
Ah, no, I understand. It's just something tells me that half of the things that he was reading and that he doesn't understand. But
Like
somehow finds them still interesting. Like, well, for example, the conversation of intimacy and sex positions and horoscope.
What?
Yeah.
I
those
understood
are
one
there.
of those words.
You see, the part of the part of the magazine that he didn't want anybody to see that he was looking at, the part in the back, that has nothing.
Oh, I cover my ears.
Oh. So like, what you do, kind of things.
Yes.
Huh.
See?
No,
Any more
already.
questions?
Yes and no.
Take your time.
No, just like, well, of course you wouldn't want me to see that sort of thing, you know.
So just imagine for a minute, you start looking at the naughty stuff, the blood gets rushing, you start thinking things, and then, oh, that cute little girl that you're with all the time, she's just like, hey, what are you looking at? And then, you become so aware of you, and how cute you are.
That would never
And
happen.
then-
I don't know why you're suggesting such a thing.
Oh, I'm not suggesting. What are you thinking?
There's just Geno and Emmanuel like looking between the two of them.
Geno's just kind of like fucked off in the corner. He's just kind of hanging out.
Emmanuel is sat there with his hands over his ears,
Oh,
but he's
wait, no, hold
looking
on,
back and
hold on.
forth between.
I'll tell
Hold
you
on.
what, Fio. I have a lot of advice that I can offer you that you will never find in any magazine. All you need to do is ask.
Like what?
It depends. What is the end result you want?
I mean, I think I've told you before. That's never going to happen. So I
Not
don't
with
know.
that attitude. Look, we even had a bed back in the last car. All you had to do was ask for half an hour. He looks like a first timer. And judging by your reaction, so are you.
Yeah. Listen, you would never want to do anything remotely even close to that with me. It'll never happen. It's fine.
I mean, if we die sometime during this whole adventure, then yes, it will never happen. But what if we live? You can never say that there is no possibility when you do not know the future.
Maybe you should
And-
take your own advice.
Oh no. I gave away my shot a long time ago. People like Nicolo look like they
so.
should be fawning over that princessa over there.
Uh-huh. And yet he's not. And yet he got all nervous when we were talking about the plans. I'm just saying. If
Nicolo
I
gets
have a
flustered
shot,
under-
then
Nicolo
you
gets
have a
flustered.
shot.
Yes, but Nicolo gets flustered under pressure.
Mostly with you, I've noticed.
He just never got used to that teasing. It's fine. I gave up my shot a long time ago, Fionnuala. We've talked about this. But that doesn't mean that you have to.
It's not gonna happen. Also, he has a lot of other pretty people in his life, so.
I don't think he and Zinnia look as good together as you and him. You've got a nice little height difference. Well, keep saying that to yourself. Head pat.
Meh. Go sit in the corner and out. But I mean,
I will.
lessons of any kind are good. I'm gonna sit over here. Bye.
Oh yeah. Just all you have to do is ask and say, Marile, I want Arden to be all mine. Can you?
That is
help
not what I
me?"
said.
No, but that is what you're going to have to say when you want advice. I shall not give it under no other pretense.
Fuck.
So, Arden,
Yeah.
you are elsewhere looking for tires and stuff with the others, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm like looking at the magazine that I have, and just like I think these this brand over here is probably good. Says we need a certain texture. Look for a certain texture for the tire.
Yes, that's fine. Can you put? I mean, yes, we'll go with those. Yes, that's fine.
We should also maybe try and find some chains, just for like ice going over maybe like some snow, probably.
Yes, that's fine. Let's do that. Yes.
What do you think of these? These ones or these ones?
I'm sure that if they fit the model, then it should be fine. As long as
Come
they
on,
don't.
Nicolo, this matters. We're car guys now. We have to be sure about this.
Arden, I am. Are you all right? What have you been doing the past several hours? What everyone's acting crazier than normal.
I'm not sure what you're referring to exactly.
Well, what's with this all the sudden the reliance on your those magazines? Why are you reading all of a sudden? What are you doing?
Ah, I see. Well, tell you the truth, I used to read these all the time back in the order.
Yeah.
Like, whatever I could get my hands on. And there was someone in my group who used to like these, he pulls out the girly magazine, these type of magazines. And, sometimes they just, whenever they were done with them, they're just giving to me something to do, I guess, without being, it gave me some sort of distraction,
So you actually are just distracting yourself.
Yeah.
Sorry, I assume that. I guess we did come out of everything with Lilith, and everyone's just seemed so crazy lately, so more than normal, and sorry, I don't want to get on you for any of your ways you're trying to get through this. Everything's gone to shit.
I drove my weapon through the person who helped turn me into what I am today.
Yeah.
And that part of my life is over. Officially now. And I don't know.
No,
I guess I didn't want to think about it.
No, I understand. It's hard trying to figure out, especially in this situation, trying to figure out what's next. I mean, whenever you have been working towards something all of your life, and then something drastic comes into your life and you have to change everything. I get it. You're going to be, it's going to be fine, Arden. You're strong. You're very strong, especially with everything I've seen the past couple of hours, the past day or so. You're the type of don't take this wrong. You're the type of person I would have been sent to kill.
Thanks.
You're going to get through this. And we're all going to get through this. It just seems like everyone's getting to that point where making jokes are all we can do. I did it earlier, and everyone's... That thing almost speared us through our SUV, and the best thing that we came up with was I floored it. We fought a dinosaur literally like 4 hours ago.
Yeah. There's a lot on our plates, and
before
seems
that,
to be handling it in their own way, I guess.
And before that, with everything going on with Lilith, Marile was acting strange, and you were, of course, acting strange because you got everything happen, and Emmanuel, and heat of the moment, I'm sure things are said and things are meant in different ways, but it's just on my mind, I guess, especially with everything going on. I just want to get us through all of this. I never wanted to bring her back to these people.
She was with them before?
No, I was sent to kill her. They learned about her because of the way that she ran her life beforehand, and whenever I was told there was a demon for me to go and kill, I didn't realize it was going to be someone like her. And whenever I was there and saw how out of sorts everything was, just something in my head was just telling me that I could not go through with it. Whatever it was they needed her dead for, whatever it was they wanted me to do, I couldn't do it. And now we're sitting here talking about bringing not only her, but Fionnuala, yourself, Geno, Emmanuel. Everyone's going to these people, and according to the Knights, they have some sort of hidden agenda, and even whenever we were talking to him before, he said that I was something different, and I'm just confused. I'm worried that I'm bringing us into something that is going to get one of us killed. And I'm worried that it's not going to be me.
Well, we've been in plenty of danger before. Hell, it just almost feels like a cakewalk. We dealt with one of that Lilith, and now all we have to do is take down an order. I'm very familiar with orders just fucking dying.
Yeah, they just have 100 people. You can take like 60 of them. I'll get a couple. Honestly, do we even have to do anything with Geno around?
What the hell? Why am I taking on the majority of them? You said there were 100 of them.
What? You don't think you can handle it?
I could. Just saying. The point is, we've got your back. There's just not a lot we can't handle at this point.
Thanks, Arden. It's...
Think of this as you finally ending that chapter of your life.
Am I going to start reading magazines afterward too? After I end this part just like you did? Are we both going to need to find new hobbies?
You can borrow the magazines after I'm done with them, I'll tell you.
Do I have to teach you magic?
Maybe. I was actually thinking about learning some magic if I could.
Oh, not that magic. It's a card game. Don't worry about it. We'll talk about it later.
Oh, that magic.
Don't worry about it. I didn't say anything. All right, let's just... The tires, you're right. Those will be best.
Wait.
Let's wrap them.
You play magic.
Let's wrap them and then we'll take them and we need Marile with us so that we can lift up. Geno's going to have to.
I'm not dropping this.
You hear the sound of boots on metal as you see Colleen approaching the two of you, coming from one of the upper areas.
Sorry, am I interrupting anything?
No. We're pretty much done.
Yeah, we're just getting tires.
I just... well, good.
Hey, can I get your opinion? Which chains? These ones or these ones?
What do you plan to use them for?
You have to wrap it around the tires.
I see.
It
Probably...
crushes
more
ice
traction.
beneath and yeah.
I imagine that those ones look like they're sturdier.
Ah, thank you. All right, perfect.
I wanted
bit
to
wider as well.
pass on to all of you. I've dispatched Vamos, and he's going to, by way of firing an arrow with a letter attached to it into their encampment, he's going to pass on that you would all like to speak on our behalf with them in the morning tomorrow. There's a building nearby that is 3 stories tall, provides an adequate location for them to land upon it, as they will likely dispatch their helicopter, and it's defendable from their point of view, making it seem safe. I wanted to inform you that you have the remainder of the day to rest, and then tomorrow we're going to have to see this through.
Thanks.
Yes. Thank you.
And
what a way to deliver a message.
it's unconventional, but so is Vamos.
It's fair.
In the meantime, I'll leave the two of you to talk about whatever it is you're talking about.
And they smile and walk away from the two of you.
So what kind of decks do you play?
We're not talking about this, Arden. We're taking the tires and we're going and getting the SUV. I don't care if I have to go out there without Marile and freeze my ass off. We're dropping this.
Just tell me what kind of color player you like.
And we fade out on that conversation as we slowly pull back and the screen fades, as we do, as the group spends the remainder of the day resting and preparing for what's going on. As much of a unconventional wall it will be, I believe that is where I would like to stop for today.
The last thing that happens, you see Manny walk up to Geno, his hands still over his ears, as he's like, Geno, did you know I can hear what my cat hears? I'm really confused.
You're looking at the wrong guy.
Wow.
Oh, goodness.
After watch me kick this thing's ass. Fuck!
Your echo keeps beating you.
In another timeline, you beat yourself.
I have a question. You probably remember this more than I do. You probably remember this more than I do, Spencer. What was Vogan in the magic cards that were made?
Oh, he was like in his colors.
Yeah.
Oh, he was red, white, and black.
that I play a Vogan centered deck.
I heard he's pretty good.
You know what? For how DMS works, that makes sense.
Oh, that's great. That's good.
Fun game.
That's good.
I
Very
appreciate you guys.
Look at all y'all with your talks and your banter.
Oh.
Good shit. It's all good.
I will never say those words, Marile. You can't know.
I love how we got to hear the conversation this time, because usually you guys run away from us.
It's true.
Because Squeaky and I are shellfish.
Wow.
Shellfish.
I love hearing them. Don't keep them from us anymore.
Oh, that was great.
Oh my god. We need.
So what kind of chains? These
We-
ones or these ones? Nicolo?
Aaron, we need.
You're a chain connoisseur.
We
Come
need
on, we're
lawn
car
furniture.
guys now.
We
You
just
wanna
go,
go
lawn?
just so we can go
lounge
outside
outside?
and fucking cool off.
Get a little
What a-
spray attachment
Oh,
for the
that sounds so
hose
nice.
and just be like,
Just like get an actual just like sprinkler attachment to the hose and just set up a lawn chair.
Yeah. Oh.
I wouldn't be shocked if we get water restrictions like pretty bad this year.
Yep. It's looking like it's gonna be that way again.
Oof.
I mean, we're not gonna get a heat dome, but taking that out of the equation, we're set to have record highs again. Like on average.
God damn.
Hooray! We won't be as hot as it's been in 1,000 years.
Yep.
God damn.
Last year was bad.
Yep. There was a heat
was-
dome.
I almost passed out during Vestige. I remember how
Yep.
bad it was.
It was incorrigible. I had my AC on during a bunch of our games because like it wasn't safe to not have it on. Oh my god. I remember because my room's the only one with an AC in the house, my office. Every time anybody came into my office, they were just like, oh, "What is this?" It was just this perpetual cycle of people being like, "Can I just like, do you need me for anything?"
Forever.
Yeah.
I slept in Logan's office for 2 nights.
It's
'Cause
true.
It got so bad. I was literally afraid of my room. I didn't like being in it.
Yeah.
I wasn't on my computer for basically either of those days because I would have to sit down in my room. And so I was either on the couch downstairs or in Logan's office.
Yep. I
Oh.
offered it to him to sleep in because I had a big old futon.
It's getting to that point where over here, just because like the upper floor of my house is way hotter for some reason than the lower floor.
Heat rises.
Of my house. Yeah. So it's like, wow, this is really uncomfortable, and
My-
it's not even summer technically yet.
And my actual room is in the basement, so I avoid some of it when I'm down there, but still not great.
Yeah.
You know what would solve all of your heat problems?
What's that?
We have really dope AC out here. So if you guys just come to me,
Just move to LA. Just up
Yeah.
and fucking take off to
Yeah.
LA.
Just
Uproot your
Yeah.
life.
willingly move to the
Tired.
United
Willingly
States.
leave and go to
yes, because I'm
I
here.
think I'll deal with the heat
selfish
instead
and
of the
have
States.
dope AC. It's so cold in my house. It's so nice. I also have a fan plus the AC. It's so great. Also, I have
mean,
cats and
Central
a
air is great.
corgi. Also, I'm here.
That's true.
I can't,
Sounds
like you
I
should move
can't,
to
I
Canada.
can't vouch for much.
You had Spencer until that last part. I
Yeah, I
think.
was,
Yes, Anna?
really, I was
I
booking
can't
my
vouch for
ticket
much
there,
because
and
there's
then
not-
guys,
Oh,
go
I'm
ahead,
sorry.
Anna.
I was gonna say I can't vouch for much because there's not much in the interior, except there's no humidity.
Yeah.
Eh.
It
That
gets
Vancouver does
cold
suck for that. It gets really fucking hot and really fucking. Basically, we're swimming. At a certain point, we're just swimming through the air. Oh, it's terrible. On that note, everybody at home, we will be back next time with more DMS. I don't foresee a reason why we would miss the next one. At which point we're going to see exactly how the exchange is going to go and how infiltrating the Order of the Sword, which is, ooh, that's a
That's a sentence.
that's a
best
dangerous
mommy.
tamale.
I'm sure it'll be
That's a plan.
That's a plan. It's a good plan. but
technically a
That
plan.
is definitely a way.
It's the
we
best
can do
kind of
this.
plan. One that it could go wrong in 1,000 ways and right into.
It's a plan in D&D. It can
Yeah,
only
exactly.
go wrong.
The only
only
other thing we could have done is just have Fio, Vamo, and Nicolo just up on a building sniping down at them.
I couldn't have asked for a better entry to that than for you to be like, you know what? I was scared of them, but those Knights of Elysia, they're actually pretty nice. Arrow hits car.
You're fucking welcome.
But that said, YouTube side, we will see you guys next time. Please join us. The week that this will go up, there will probably be no Vestige because we're having one Vestige on. Then we're taking the 11th
Moving
off.
things around.
and then things are back to normal due to stuff. So we'll be back for Vestige. Those who are on stream right now will be playing Vestige on the 4th. We will be taking the 11th off. However, the Thursday games will be unaffected. Those are going to keep going. Sorry for all the absences lately. There's been a bunch of twisting situations, people going to cons, people visiting, stuff like that. So we're trying to do our best to make sure everything stays aligned, and then hoping it can all go back to normal. I have hiccups.
And you have a couple more days to get Chat 19 and go ask your questions.
We'll be recording that this Monday.
Callish and the DM.
That said, goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Coach Jello. Appreciate it.